strawberry flavors and
online. So that's okay. That's what happens when it says I'm doing something online. I have no idea whether or not it's the truth or not. But, you cannot see. I got to tell my wife this, and I've been trying to tell or teach this to everybody. If you're in any business, if you want to keep it afloat, you got to do it 24 hours a day. You just can't take any days off. I don't know why I bother to do it. All right, it looks like it's back on. Hopefully it is. All right, so if you're just joining us, Reese on the Radio here. I'm asking the simple question. Why didn't the governor or the secretary of the state contact police with the evidence that they have that the innocent Melissa Ramirez of New Britain is being threatened? She is receiving death threats. And the governor and the secretary of the state are doubling down on this, yet they are not moving to protect this woman. They're not. Which shows how serious they are. I have a really, really big issue with this. The woman says that she's safe. The woman says she hasn't received any death threats. And here's Stephanie Thomas telling her, you don't know what you're talking about. I synced them. I synced the threats. You're being threatened, lady. Sit down and be quiet. I know what's best for you. That's what she wrote. Has she even bothered to contact the woman? She's so concerned about her. Did she even bother to pick up the phone and say, sweetheart, we're going to need you to line up with us on this one, okay? You're receiving death threats now, okay? I synced them. You're receiving them. But they haven't even bothered to contact the woman. They're telling everybody else, these are legitimate death threats. And a fundraising email at that, asking people to send her money as she lies and lies and lies.
Good evening. An innocent New Britain, Connecticut woman, innocent, has been receiving death threats.
Lie.
After being identified as an undocumented immigrant connected to a fatal crash and being accused of illegally registering to vote.
Thanks to the Danbury Police Department, who, by the way, she's admitting now in the first paragraph, she says, I got involved in the story because the woman arrested for the crime is undocumented. Yet people thought that she had voted because of a mistake by the police linking the two women together. An admission that had pretty much taken a week for us to get from her. She's admitting now that it was the police who did it. What happened to this line?
Now, were these allegations made after a thorough review of the case by
Yes, by the Danbury Police.
investigators,
Yes, the Danbury Police.
by a court of law?
Technically, after she was indicted, and served a warrant and arrested.
No, it was a Facebook post.
Again, a Facebook post. That's how we got here, folks. Not from an investigation. She said there was none. Not by investigators investigating this in any way whatsoever. No, not according to Stephanie, what's her name? Thomas. Yeah, not according to her.
You heard me, a Facebook post.
So nice, you had to say it twice. But it wasn't just a Facebook post, folks. It was a manipulated one that even the simplest of people could have figured out.
A manipulated image by an outlet that honestly my 83-year-old mother at one glance would have known it was false.
If your 83-year-old mother would have seen it, why is it an issue? If she would have figured it out, obviously the rest of us could have too, right? So again, it's not like Stephanie Thomas is a smart woman. She contradicts herself in a written statement that she's reading off of a teleprompter. Who wrote this? I don't know. But obviously it's some denunt at her office. Adam, please contact our office and please tell them or alert them to this segment of the program so I can teach these bozos exactly how it's done. Okay? Seriously. Whoever it is in there that is this stupid, please start writing now or recording, whatever it takes.
And this should alarm everyone.
Why? Why should it alarm everyone? Should it alarm us that the police department makes mistakes? Should it alarm us that the accident happened at 2:45 in the morning and maybe the police officers were tired? That the police officers cannot tell one Hispanic woman from another? That in looking at the NCIC collect database, that they can then meet with the woman in a hospital and not determine that they're not the same Hispanic woman? Is that what we should be alarmed by? Should we be alarmed that if we're driving through Danbury, that there's quite possibly we could, be misidentified by the police department because they can't, do basic, one of these things is not like the other skills from Sesame Street? Is that what you're telling us, that it should alarm us for that reason?
Regardless of political party. The facts in this case are proven and well documented.
No, they are not. They are not proven and well documented. If they were well documented, we wouldn't have made this mistake in the first place. Let me recap. July 13th accident, driver's license number placed on affidavit. July 24th, 11 days later, arrest warrant, driver's license number of the so-called innocent Melissa Ramirez placed on warrant. It's not well documented. The confusion happened because of not well documented.
Melissa Ramirez of Stamford, the defendant charged in connection with the July 13th crash that killed an off-duty Bridgeport police officer, is not and has never been registered to vote in.
That's the most important part. They're not concerned about the dead officer. They're not concerned about the dead mother of three. It's the fact that you associated this woman with a registered voter. That's what Stephanie cares about. It's the only thing she cares about. The integrity of the elections. You questioning them. This made them look bad, and they're running defense. And the defense is smear everybody. I'm not sure why, but that's what they're doing.
Connecticut. Now, the voter registration record circulating online belongs to a different person entirely. Another Melissa Ramirez, a United States citizen who lives in New Britain, who is legally registered to vote in Connecticut. But despite this, screenshots of this wrong Melissa Ramirez, her voter registration record altered, was circulating online and falsely suggesting that she was the Stamford defendant.
All false. Nothing was altered. We have a Melissa Ramirez and a Melissa Ramirez. The only thing that connects these two women from the incident report to the warrant to the voter registration is a driver's license number provided to us by the Danbury Police Department. Nothing had to be altered for us to get from point A to point B. Nothing. There is absolutely no evidence that has been produced, because it's right out there in the open. You can look it up yourself. It will tell you that the only person who made a mistake here was the Danbury police. If we are to believe, they wrote the wrong driver's license number. And again, I cite 11 days from the 13th to the 24th. That driver's license number is never removed. In fact, to this date, I have no evidence that supports that it was, because no one has updated a warrant. In fact, they're not legally obligated to. But the driver's license number is still there. Anyway, Stephanie Thomas didn't stop her.
That misinformation was then amplified online, and this is the bad part. It was repeated by elected officials and news organizations before anything had ever been investigated.
As if the police investigation didn't happen. Before anything was investigated. Nothing but the Danbury Police Department's placement of that driver's license is what sparked the investigation, Stephanie. That's the whole thing.
Let alone proven. Danbury police have publicly confirmed that she was mistakenly identified and has no connection whatsoever to the criminal case.
And there you have it. In all the lies, slide in an admission. But when we get back, I'm going to finish up with this fundraising letter. Again, a fundraising letter. When we have the death of a cop and the mother of 3. Fundraising letter. And a woman who's receiving death threats that for some odd reason the governor and the secretary of the state have not contacted police and given them evidence of said death threats so that we can bring the people to justice who are threatening this poor woman. Interesting. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
The Sox look to get some AL East wins north of the border in Toronto.
High in the left field. It is way back and is gone.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, tonight at 6:07. Follow your Boston Red Sox all season long right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. And Doug.
Hot dog, get your hot dog.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct, to the point. A little loud, but
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
not yet. But both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Keep WTIC News Talk 1080 with you all summer long for the information you need. Weather forecasts from Bob Cox help you plan your summertime activities. Taking a trip? Mark Christopher's traffic reports will get you there without the hassle. Plus, up-to-the-minute news reports twice an hour. No matter where you go, listen on the Odyssey or iHeartRadio apps and stay informed with what's going on back in CT. Because when you're on vacation, we're not. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, this is Brian Kilmeade from Fox & Friends. Have you checked out my radio show, The Brian Kilmeade Show? Listen weekdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 1080. We're talking about the issues that matter most to you. We're giving you the breaking news, talking to the newsmakers you want to hear from. Where does President Trump take the country? Where do the Democrats go from here? We are covering all this in great depth and so much more. The Brian Kilmeade Show, weekdays, 9 a.m. on News Talk 1080. Listen to your radio, smart speaker, or on the free Odyssey app.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC
Good evening.
News Talk
An
1080.
innocent New Britain,
Hartford, we've got a
Connecticut
problem.
woman. Innocent.
Oh, I was wondering what the heck was going on there. Anyway, we're back. Reese on the Radio here. And before we get to a break, I want to read the rest of this interesting and somewhat ridiculous letter, fundraising letter by Stephanie Thomas. And the most important part here is what she says after the line about the innocent woman. But if you're just joining us, I'll read it. She says, again, the innocent woman has not received any death threats. She told the New Britain police this. I'm fine. I'm safe. The only people bothering me are journalists. And if I may so say myself, Yes, I was one of those journalists. Called her 5 times. Anyway. She says, I don't know if this woman is on social media, but there were plenty of horrible things said on posts connected to her photo and address, and on posts connected to the woman arrested. And since people thought they were both the same person, you be the judge on whether my statements were real or false. No, they're false. They are false. You gave us examples. Some of the horrible posts have already been taken down by social media. By the way, she doesn't say threatening posts. She just says horrible ones. Not threats. She doesn't even constitute them as threats in her email. Language matters. Some of the horrible posts have already been taken down by the social media sites. Well, then you should be able to get those as evidence to the death threats and charge the people responsible. But the ones above were still in existence yesterday and give you a sense of what people are saying. And most importantly, perhaps, Candelora says I should stop talking about this. Yet, his posts that helped spread this false story in the first place were still up yesterday uncorrected. I know it's an election year, but really? A family is grieving a tragic loss. An innocent woman still isn't safe. Using this moment to split hairs, what? To split hairs and score a political point is a choice. Using this moment to split hairs and score a political point is a choice? Connecticut can draw its own conclusions, but I just had to get this off my chest. I will always speak up for what I believe is right and will always choose people over politics. Thanks for listening. Much more information below. Onwards together. Stephanie. Again, choosing people. Good. Where's the justice for the innocent woman receiving death threats? You see, here's what I think, Stephanie. Let me help you out here. I think you can't provide a stitch of evidence. In fact, I challenge you to. I challenge you right now. You know what? You stated it in your email. This woman, absolutely ignorant to the threats that face her. There's no way she would know. You've seen them. You know she's in danger. Girl, you in danger. Like Whoopi Goldberg said in Ghost, girl, you in danger. Well, why aren't you acting? If you put people over politics, you should have been down at the New Britain Police Department. You should be giving the police department those death threats, the names of those people who made those death threats, and have them arrested today. Even those you posted on your in your email. What did I do with them all that fast? All right, they were here somewhere. I'm not going to give their names, but I'll tell you what I would do. I would give them over to the authorities. Hey, look, see? Secretary of State here. Look at these people making death threats against this innocent woman. You should bring them in. You should question them and find out what kind of harm they're going to do. Charge them with a crime. And then my advice to those of you who were smeared in her email. Sue her. Absolutely. She placed you in an email, said that you were threatening an innocent woman by calling for the death penalty. And she's fundraising off of it. I would join that lawsuit immediately. Hell, I'd call John Bolton right now. Come on, call him up. Peter Lamage, call him up. Everybody knows this is absolutely worth charging. Let me see what it says. It says here, let me see, on or around July 30th, Secretary of State Stephanie Thomas, in a video statement and follow-ups, and Governor Ned Lamont publicly claimed that an innocent New Britain woman named Melissa Ramirez was receiving death threats. They presented it as a direct result of misinformation and reckless online claims that wrongly tied her voter record to a Stanford defendant in a fatal Danbury crash. Thomas made the death threat claim a central emotional point. An innocent Connecticut woman was being terrorized because people accepted a Facebook post narrative instead of verifying facts. Days later, New Britain police conducted a welfare check on a woman and prompted in part by concern raised by other official statements. According to the police incident report obtained by the Connecticut Sentinel, the woman identified herself with her license. She told officers she's not receiving death threats. She said she felt safe. Her main complaint was journalists calling her. Journalist Dan Haar had spoken with her earlier, reportedly confirmed to police that she had not described those incidents. I'll explain more when we return. Stand by.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock, Hartford, temperature 85 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Mix of clouds and sun, you'll notice the humidity begin to creep up once again as we head through this Monday. All the forecast details coming up. Primary day is Tuesday. At the first Congressional District Convention back in May, Congressman John Larson turned some of his delegates over to Jillian Gilchrist so he could make the primary ballot and potentially draw votes away from former Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin. Now, Sacred Heart University political science professor Gary Rose says the race between Larson and Bronin is too close to call. And with Gilchrist and Ruth Fortune also in the race, he wonders if Larson's strategy will backfire.
I'm actually wondering if that strategy was very effective, because it's very possible that the two of them could drain the support of Larson as opposed to Bronin. The whole strategy of getting them into the race, to hurt Bronin may not materialize.
Democrats will also choose a nominee for governor, and down-ballot races will be decided. Polls are open from 6 to 8 on Tuesday, and WTIC will provide complete coverage of all this as it unfolds. One person is dead after a collision in New London on Sunday between a truck and a moped. Happened just after 5 p.m., the area of Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. The victim, a 17-year-old, was given medical treatment at the scene before he was transported to L&M Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. New London Mayor Michael Pazaro says the victim was a graduate of New London High. The driver of the other vehicle did remain on scene, say police. Anyone who may have witnessed that crash or has additional information is asked to contact police. They have not yet released the victim's name. Trump administration continuing sanctions against Iran, threatening more strikes if Iran doesn't accept a deal to end the war. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports Tehran has demands of its own.
In past weeks, we've heard the president talk about a last chance for Iran. In recent months, since the war began in late February, he's talked about a complete surrender that he's demanded. And now you have the Iranians trying to put international pressure on the United States, on the global economy, by threatening to choke off traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, now demanding reparations and an end to the blockade.
A dozen people were driven from their homes by an early morning fire in Hartford. Firefighters got the call around 1:45 a.m. The wood frame multifamily structure on Douglas Street. They found fire on a third-floor cockloft. 7 adults, 5 children were able to make it out, and the fire department says no injuries were reported. They're being assisted, the displaced that is, by the fire department's special services unit, and the fire marshal is investigating a cause. One could say Connecticut is waging an all-out assault on the spotted lanternfly. Since its arrival in Connecticut from the Far East in 2020, the invasive insect has done a number on vineyards, hops fields, trees, and other agriculture across 150 towns. Experts at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station in New Haven are working to try and rein in the lanternfly. Congressional members are also seeking to secure funding to that end. State entomologist Jacob Ricker.
So we get about 1 generation per year for these insects. So they come around in spring, turn into the fall and winter, when it gets colder, when that first frost hits, that's when we expect that generation to die off, and then come next spring, those eggs will hatch.
Senator Richard Blumenthal is working with other colleagues to pass the Spotted Lanternfly Research and Development Act that would designate the insect as a high priority agricultural threat. Wildfires, extreme heat, dry conditions helping to fuel them out west, and firefighters on the front lines are being stretched to the limit.
Nearly 100 large fires burning nationwide, scorching more than 3 million acres as exhausted firefighters race to contain the flames. Most of them in the west, nearly 50 in Oregon and Washington alone, while evacuations are being ordered near Reno, Nevada, as the bug fire torched more than 15,000 acres over the weekend.
That's ABC's Kenya Whitworth, WTIC News Time 3:04. We'll be picking up most of the construction if it hasn't already been taken care of. We still have a late-running project in Wethersfield, though, 91 South between 25N and 23. They'll be out there till about 3:30 in the left lane. So far, not doing too bad in the greater Hartford area. We look good along the shoreline. No serious issues along the 95 corridor. Merritt and Wilbur Cross Parkways, Route 8 all seem to be in good shape. Here's the forecast.
Very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds as well, the high up to 89 degrees. Then we'll have a thunderstorm in spots this evening. Otherwise, we turn out partly cloudy and humid for tonight. A low down to 69. Another very warm day for tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds. We'll head up to a high of 88 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tomorrow night, low 64. Heading into Wednesday, not a bad day overall. We'll have sunshine mixing with clouds. The high Wednesday, 86. Then another warm day for Thursday, clouds and sunshine. Can't completely rule out a thunderstorm, especially later on in the day. The high Thursday, 87. Then showers and thunderstorms are much more likely Thursday night as a cold front sweeps across the region. Then we turn out not as warm for Friday, mostly sunny, less humid out there. It's going to be a nice day overall with a high Friday of 82. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's down 154 points, the NASDAQ down 80, S&P down 2. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpractice your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Brian Shackman here for Allaire Elder Law. Listen, I was not prepared for the next phase of my life. Attorney Haley Allaire and her team were unbelievable. I can tell you, I sat down with my wife. We went through everything, and in 2 meetings, we had all the things taken care of, and now we feel so comfortable about our future. They are just so professional and so kind and so patient. Get started, and you will know what I mean. Go to AllaireElderLaw.com or call 860-259-1500. Again, Allaire is ALLAIRE. AlairElderLaw.com or call 860-259-1500. Brian Shackman here for QC Kinetics. Listen, when your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, well, it feels like there's only one option, but do your homework. You have options. Once the joint is replaced, there's no going back. So before you schedule surgery, consider a second opinion from QC Kinetics. I did, and now I'm going down the road with them for my ankle and my shoulder. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or just years of wear and tear, surgery is not the only conversation you should have. You should talk to QC Kinetics at 860-850-2682 because you know what? That first consultation is totally free. They're very close to you, and you can learn about their regenerative treatments to deliver relief, and it's right next door. 860-850-2682. They're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. Get that second opinion. Do that first consultation because it's totally free, and you go in there and you learn about your body, and if it's right for you, you could change your life without surgery. 860-850-2682.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Brian Shackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, if you have a project and you've been putting it off, you might want to do it now. Serta Pro Painters, by the way, they give you a free estimate and they do it quick. You never have to wonder about what's next. Serta Pro Painters, they are reliable with updates and communication. They did my kitchen and I can't tell you, it's almost like they weren't there. I talked to them and did the estimate. They got the work done and it's great. I loved it. And that was it. Again, Serta Pro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
It's Reese on the radio. Ask your doctor if common sense is right for you. Right for you. On News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, back. Reese on the radio here. Online is working, by the way, so if you want to go to Facebook, YouTube, or X, you can. We finally figured it out here. I just had to reboot the system again. So we're back online. So Scallywags, assemble in the chat room. I'll read your comments as you go through. A couple of things are running through my mind, folks, and this should run through the minds of your minds, I should say. Melissa Ramirez of New Britain is a Latina. She is. And a registered voter. She, according to the records, voted in the 20, the 22, and the 24 elections. That means she actually shows up for midterms. Come on, let's be honest. That's a good thing, isn't it? Sorry, get her applause button there. She shows up for the midterms too, active. Unaffiliated even. No, that's not true. She was unaffiliated and she switched. I think she's a Democrat now. So she's very valuable to Democrats. I would assume Stephanie Thomas, right? You're running around saying that this woman was unjustly targeted by a bunch of Republican conservative rabble-rousers. Hell, throw in MAGA in there too. You know how crazy those folks are. This woman was in a desperate situation where people were thinking she was an illegal who voted. And they were putting out death threats. Ooh, evil. And yet, you're doing nothing to protect her. I mean, she is a Latina who's a Democrat who votes in midterm and general elections. Was unaffiliated, became a Democrat. At least that's from the information that I saw. Shh. And the Democrats aren't rallying around her, protecting her from all of those crazy lunatic people on the right who might do her harm. They're not calling the police on the people that are posted on this fundraiser. I mean, their actual names and handles. This woman, it's her actual name here. Here's another woman with her full name, first, middle, and last. Here's another. Oh, these are all women, by the way. Many of these people are women. 2 guys. Well, there's 3 guys right there. Many of these are women who are posting things about the death penalty. Crazy, female, white, MAGA folks. Stephanie, you're not calling the cops on these people? Having them arrested for threatening them? It's a Class A misdemeanor? $2,000 fine? You're not going to send a message? Not only that, you referred to the woman who killed the police officer and the mother of 3 as an undocumented person, which means you don't use the word illegal. Why? Because you protect the illegals by referring to them as undocumented. And the reason why you and the governor and many other elected officials are doing things like pushing the police further and further away from polling places so that people of the Hispanic and Latino community don't feel threatened at the polls. Here's a woman who is directly in the line of fire on that subject, yet nothing's being done to protect her. Nobody finds this odd? We got a fundraising email. We have a doubling down of threats, but yet no movement. Don't see it as something we should actually nip in the bud. We don't even send a message to say we protect our citizens. An innocent woman. And you've seen the death threats that social media has taken down. Instead of using that as evidence, you're actively working to hide it? Now, here's what I think. And I know it to be true. Stephanie Thomas reminds me of a story I read last night. This is a real story. Earlier, I talked to you about what's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Here is an exact example of the Dunning-Kruger effect. A guy by the name of MacArthur Wheeler, back in 1995, he was arrested and found guilty for robbing 2 banks in broad daylight. How was he busted? Well, easy. He was caught on surveillance camera. Seems cut and dry. You see, but MacArthur Wheeler was stunned that he would ever be caught by surveillance cameras. Why? Wheeler and an accomplice robbed 2 banks in broad daylight. They wore no masks. But to rob the banks, they rubbed lemon juice on their faces because Wheeler believed that it would make them invisible to the security cameras. The same way that lemon juice works as invisible ink. He even tested it with a Polaroid and somehow convinced himself that it worked. When cops showed him the crystal clear surveillance photos, he was stunned and said something to the effect of, "But I wore lemon juice." Ladies and gentlemen, that is Stephanie Thomas. She thought no one would notice. And here's why she thought that. Because the bozos have allowed this idiot to run free. She is a free-range moron. And there are no checks. You want to know why? Because y'all don't check black women. You can't. You're deathly afraid of them. They're like handling a grenade with the pin out. You're scared to death of them. You can't upset sister girl. And guess what? Behind the scenes, every person is telling me this. We're talking about people in broadcasting, people in the news, everywhere. They keep saying to me, they're sending me private messages. Yeah, Reese, we should have told you, dude. We should have warned you. Yeah, she's an absolute idiot, dude. She's real dumb. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. Like, some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, man, that's like, people actually fight really hard not to laugh in her face. She's just not qualified. Yeah, that's what they tell me. But they're afraid to say it because you're not supposed to say it to Sister Girl. Sister Girl gets no scrutiny. And now she's walking around with lemon juice on her face, thinking she can't be seen for her stupidity. I told you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, this could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth, but for one reason and one reason alone. Because the rest of you bozos won't tell her about herself. You just won't. What are you afraid of? It's not like there isn't clear evidence. I got stacks of stuff on this woman. You guys have literally let this woman just walk on by. Seriously. This woman is like a bumper car. I mean, we're literally with blinders on. She's just bumping into stuff. And you're all standing around clapping. Yes, Sister Girl. Yes, yes, yes. You're so eloquent. So eloquent. This person is a denunt. And she's doubling down on something because somebody in her office isn't smart enough to tell her, yeah, we need to let this go. We need to own up to where we made a mistake. There were no death threats. No. Oh, you want to go further? I told you. That's all right. Now you're in my sights. I tried to be nice. I And I just can't be. Now I have to work day in and day out. First it was just Lamont. Now it's got to be Stephanie Thomas. We got to have her out of office. And it's not just because she's a Democrat. It's because she's an idiot. I'm sorry. It just is. And she's going to have to prove otherwise. And I don't care whether or not she gets her feelings. Did that person on the airwaves call me? I'm sorry. Prove to me otherwise. This letter says you don't know what you're doing. This letter says that a woman who says, I haven't received death threats, that you turn around and say, she doesn't know what she's talking about. What do you mean? She has no clue. I know she's receiving death threats, so that's the standard now. Instead of saying, I should have never said she's receiving death threats. So, you have two choices. Produce the threats, because whatever this nonsense is are not threats. People are asking for the death penalty for the woman who actually killed 2 people. That's who they're talking about. And yes, they reference Melissa Ramirez by name, but we know that there are 2 of them, right? And you're trying to fool everybody by saying the Melissa Ramirez is being talked about in the death penalty is somehow the innocent woman? So you're using the same argument against us that you used against us? And you didn't think we'd notice? This cannot be you. Unless, of course, wait a minute, maybe it is. Maybe it's true inside the office just as it is on the outside. Maybe the truth is that the people on the inside are just as afraid of her as the people on the outside who are supposed to scrutinize her. Media folks alike. That everybody's walking around on eggshells, afraid to tell a poor black woman that she may not have all of her ducks in a row, that she may be literally skating on half an ice skate. Huh? Maybe that's the case. Maybe inside of her office, they see her doing the silly thing, and they go, yeah, but don't say anything. Don't say anything. She's not DEI. She's not. She is not. Because at least that means that you have to have some sense. She has none. And even with that, the people who are supposed to be taking care of it, if they're the ones who wrote this, because if I were her, I would do one smart move, and I would blame it on one of the Nimrods who works for me. Yeah, I didn't put out that statement. It was Bobby. Bobby wrote that. I'd throw one of those bozos under the bus. But she can't, because she's got to be seen doing everything, even if it makes her look silly. And by the way, she looks silly. Let's see if I can get Robert here. What's going on, Robert?
A statement and a question for Lamont. The statement would be, it is no longer business as usual, and do we have your attention yet?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, Reese, you are You are a heat-seeking missile going in for the kill shot every day.
Thank you, sir.
Stay strong, brother. Stay strong.
I got you, man. Thank you. Let's go. Joe is in New Hampshire? How we doing?
ICE get out of Connecticut. Connecticut residents are already safe. If they were out on the motorcycle late at night past midnight, it never would have happened. It's their fault. Leave Miss Ramirez alone. She's a valued, undocumented resident. And I plan to serve you for 4 more years and take good care of your safety.
Yeah, but still raise your taxes because it all costs money.
I have just the attorney for those people that were put online by the Secretary of the State. What a joke.
Ugh.
You met Morgan Cunningham had a beautiful interview with him months ago on his show, the Morgan Cunningham show, the Pettis. I always called him the hippie lawyer because he had like a long ponytail.
Yes.
And he always seemed to defend people that looked hopelessly guilty, and he would always come out with a better result than you would think.
He said they look hopelessly guilty. Damn.
Yes. He seemed to be the go-to guy. I mean, Charles Manson would have used him if he were, in the orbit at the time. And he probably would have gotten Manson probation. I mean, the guy's incredible.
I know who you're talking. Is that the guy who originally was the lawyer for Joe Magnano? I think we had him on the program just recently. That's it. Joey, isn't that him? Pettis?
Yeah, but his name is Pettis.
Norm Pettis. Norm Pettis you're talking about, right?
And he's the one you should direct all the people to. The only problem is it's the state of Connecticut will have to pay the millions of dollars. It'll be taxpayer money.
Yeah.
And they may take what's her name and give her another position that pays for it, like Wanda the ballot stuffer. She's better off now.
She is. Wall Street Joe, thank you, buddy. I got to take a break, man.
Okay, bye.
You got it. Who's that? Fred in Minnesota. Okay, Tony and Fred, stand by. We got to wait until we get to a break. I don't know if this is posted online, but I'm going to ask the folks over at Connecticut Sentinel, send me a message if you could. Send me a message if the fundraising email, which I think it is. I think the fundraising email is posted at the Connecticut Sentinel, so you can read it for yourself. And you can see the names of the people that Stephanie Thomas is putting out there, suggesting that these people are sending death threats to an innocent woman. And again, they posted it. They put this collage together as evidence that this is going on. And I want to read this because it's what's written at the bottom to drive home my point. She posts all of these pictures and posts and says this: this is the rhetoric misinformation produces. Comments like these left publicly on posts online. Real threats aimed at real people. And you go through the list of them, and they in no way suggest they're talking about an innocent American citizen. The last one here says deport. If they don't, then it needs to be at least 50 years. End that worthless illegal's life in prison. Yeah, that's not a death threat. That's calling for her to go to jail. So again, Stephanie Thomas is here, suggesting that these posts about the death penalty, which, by the way, ends after due process. Oh, and by the way, isn't legal here. She's considering those death threats. Either she's stupid, her staff is stupid, or they're all stupid. You pick. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio. Are we not taking a break here? I think we are.
Let's be real. With Trump in the White House, times have been tough. But in Connecticut, thankfully, we've had a governor who put his foot down and protected us from the chaos. When Donald Trump cut health coverage, Lamont capped insulin costs, canceled medical debt for working people, and restored the healthcare funding our families depend on. Now he's working towards universal healthcare. While ICE creates chaos nationwide, Governor Lamont's passed laws banning ICE from our schools and places of worship.
ICE, go home. We're keeping Connecticut safe without you.
And as Trump cut taxes for billionaires, Governor Lamont's cutting taxes for the middle class, with new plans to make sure big corporations paid their fair share.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
With Trump in the White House, we need a governor with the experience and the backbone to fight back. That's Ned Lamont.
I'm Ned Lamont, candidate for governor, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ned for CT. Approved by Ned Lamont.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC News Update.
3:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. Government officials in Colombia say at least 111 people have now died in a powerful earthquake that struck today. Buildings have been flattened and rescue crews are trying to get to those who are trapped. The quake hit the remote Chaco region and was felt as far away as Bogota. Candidates for Tuesday's primary elections in Connecticut have one full final day to campaign before voters have their say on Tuesday. Early voting in Connecticut wrapped up on Sunday. There are primary races for governor, Congress, and the state legislature. Polls will be open Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. No injuries in an early morning fire in Hartford. Fire department got the call around 1:45 to Douglas Street, multifamily home there. Dozen, including 5 children, have been displaced. The fire marshal is investigating. Todd Blanche sworn in as Attorney General after squeaking through the confirmation process. Here's Peter Haralambos with that.
Blanche was sworn in by Emil Bove, a judge on the powerful Third Circuit Court of Appeals, who just 2 years ago served as Blanche's co-counsel defending Donald Trump across 3 criminal cases. Blanche and Bove both took top jobs in the Justice Department after Trump won re-election. Blanche now has the role of the country's top law enforcement officer after being narrowly confirmed in a 50-49 vote Saturday morning. Blanche has been serving in the role in an acting capacity since April after his predecessor, Pam Bondi, was fired. Peter Haralambos, ABC News.
One person's dead after a collision in New London between a truck and a moped happened Sunday evening in the area of Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. The victim, a 17-year-old New London high school graduate, was pronounced dead at L&M Hospital. The driver of the other vehicle, did remain on scene. WTIC News time is 3:32. Here's the forecast.
It'll be very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds as well. The high up to around 89 degrees. Then we'll have a thunderstorm around this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy and humid out there for tonight. We'll head down to a low of 69. Another very warm day tomorrow with sunshine mixing with clouds. We'll head up to a high of right around 88 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tomorrow night, low 64. Sunshine and clouds once again for Wednesday, with a high of 86. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Half hour before the close, the Dow down 169 points to 53,867. NASDAQ's down 72, S&P down 5. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid or is eligible who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member who lives with you and not your legal spouse can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists, just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support, so you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid guaranteed, with 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered. Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At Northeast Men's Health, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 7 offices, including our new office in Bridgewater.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Also, by the way, John Bolton, running for Attorney General, will be our guest today at 4 o'clock. He'll roughly be here about 4:10, so he's probably traveling pretty far into Connecticut. Also, we have another addition to what I'm calling my new favorite segment on the show. It's called the Moment of Dough. Oh, come on. Oh, are you kidding me? There it is. Dough. Yes, the Moment of Dough. Do you remember, Joey? I think it was the original Daily Show. Used to have a thing called the Moment of Zen. Remember that? I know you do. Yes. The Moment of Zen, which is usually something funny.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be sort of like lighthearted and sort of like make you think. Mm-hmm. So the Moment of Dough, or as it's referred to, the Moment of Dough, is when people make some of the most ridiculous claims ever that you've ever heard in your life. And we catch it on video and then we mock it. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we did Dr. Fauci, who was talking about how he would give any testimony ever. Ask me and I will tell. I'll give you all the testimony in the world.
He really wanted to. His attorney said no.
It was the best Moment of Dough ever. I don't think we'll ever be able to top it. But it was, in essence, him saying a moment later that he could not even give testimony on the color of the carpet.
No.
So, we got that for you in about a half an hour from now. Also,
I thought we were going to talk pizza dough.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I got to talk about pizza, too, by the way. Oh, I need to give a shout-out to a pizzeria in a little bit. The pizzeria we had dinner at on Saturday over on, I'm going to forget the darn name of the street.
Which town were you in?
In Hartford.
Okay.
It's way back in, like, it's almost in the weird depths of Hartford. It's just off the beaten path. It'll come to me because I got to check my receipt. But I just had it for lunch. I had leftovers of it. Goodness gracious, I had to find the name of it. But they've been around, I want to say since 1985 in Hartford. And I cannot, for the life of me, I got to look it up before I screw it up.
The suspense is killing us.
Yeah, I will tell you which one it is. I will find it. Also, like I said, John Bolton coming in. I'll talk about that. Also, I want to talk about my birthday party, which, of course, is coming up on Friday, August 14th at Stadium 15. We'll be broadcasting live there from 2 till 6, and then we'll do something a little after that and hanging out. I do understand that the guys may have dropped the ball on the karaoke thing. I think that no one knew where to get karaoke from. So everybody was like, oh, we'll do karaoke. And then they started going through their Rolodex and found out nobody has karaoke. So you don't know a karaoke guy, do you?
I wonder if Rex has a connection.
You literally were stealing from me. That's exactly what I was thinking of when I said it.
Yeah.
Rex may have a karaoke thing going on. He might at least have an availability for karaoke.
Yeah.
Fred said, was it Joey's Pizza? I don't think it is.
If it was and you forgot that, then you might want to go to the doctors to check yourself.
Yeah, it's not Joey's. And now I've got to go.
Because I've gone down the pizza rabbit hole lately. Now
you have?
Making pizza.
Oh, you're making it now?
Yeah.
Oh, why would you do that?
I've always liked making it, but now it's my next creative adventure of craziness.
Now, does that mean that if you start making it regularly, you're going to force yourself to buy one of those ovens?
Oh, I got like 3 on my Amazon wish list.
Oh, you do?
We've done it. I've done it a lot in like our grill. I've done grilled pizzas for years.
Okay.
It's that next level now. Making the dough from scratch.
Ooh.
And like the whole 9. So we got the pizza steel. I've done it in the grill many times. Right. Everyone loves it, but I do want a little pizza oven.
Okay, so the place we drove to. Oh, I found it. It's Charlie's Pizza.
Charlie's.
Have you been there?
No.
Okay. They've been around for a while. It is a little, I don't want to use when you use the term hole in the wall, it's not. It's just off the beaten path.
Okay.
So I guess that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
But it is a
not
regular pizza place. Yeah, not exactly.
Was there parking?
He told me, yes, there's parking.
You're sending people into Hartford, and they're like, I ain't going to Hartford, there's nowhere to park.
It's parking.
Okay,
yeah,
we got
there
parking.
is parking because it's in a residential area.
Ah, okay.
But it is a restaurant, so you can park right there in front, go inside. The only thing that they do that I'm not used to, I don't want to use the term I don't like, but I'm not used to, is that they cut the pizza not in triangles.
Oh, it's squares.
Yes.
So it's Greek pizza.
Yeah. Well, is that
more
what
of a Greek style usually, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Greek style pizza usually is in squares.
Okay, so they cut it in squares, which makes it difficult for me because I like holding the pizza by the crust.
See, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
See, I'm torn. Sometimes I just want that middle piece with no crust. Other times I want the round corner piece that is only crust. Like, depends how good the crust is.
Michael A. wants to know, Joey, if you remember a place called Lamonaco's.
Yes.
Okay, in Bristol. Well, that's in your part of town.
It was in Bristol over on Route 6 there, if I remember correctly. No, Lamonaco's is by Muzzy Field.
What? Where's
baseball
that?
Field.
Oh, Muzzy Field.
Yeah,
okay.
by Rockwell Park.
I got to remember that. So, speaking of which, Charlie's Pizza, we bumped into a guy by the name of Alan who works there. I think he should be listening now because I told him that I would give him a shout out.
What's up, buddy?
But Alan has an interesting story about his brother, which is very related to this whole Melissa Ramirez story. So, according to Alan, I don't know if this is true, but Alan's brother last September was killed as he was crossing the road.
Mm-hmm.
His brother was in a walker, and a man hit him.
I remember that.
You do remember this? Okay, on Silver Spring? Silver Lane. I was on Silver Lane in East Hartford.
Yep.
Yeah. So Alan wants us to look into that case because there was no follow-up to this story. So we've got Adam 12 looking into that. So we sat down and we talked with Alan there, and we had the pizza. So we will be back at Charlie's Pizza. It was fun. Plus, they owe me a T-shirt. So They're gonna get me one. You know I am about T-shirts. Let me get to the phones real quick. I'm gonna start with Tony. Tony, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Reese. How about you, bud?
I'm good. I'm good as I'm gonna be, sir. What's up?
All right, my question to you, based on what you've been talking about, is what if Melissa Ramirez was an illegal white female conservative? Then what? If we're talking about equality and fairness for all and all of humanity, despite your race or color,
100% right. There would have never been a message that would have come out of the mouth of Stephanie Thomas that she was receiving death threats at all. In fact, they would have gone after us for going after one of our own, right? I mean, that would have been the case.
Yeah.
And I would, you know what? It's funny because I would almost wish that the legal Melissa Ramirez turned out to be a Republican so that we can say we still think it's wrong for them to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it doesn't, because then we can prove our point. This has nothing to do with whether or not they're a Democrat. But I think the problem here is this, Tony, and I think this is what you're going, kind of going towards, I should say, is that what Stephanie Thomas seems to be more concerned about is the fact that this woman is a Democrat. And the fact that she is a Democrat and she's a legal citizen who votes, she's doing everything to protect her reputation, even going so far as to lie about her receiving death threats.
Right, because equality will give us peace. So why is there such a slanted bias here that is unwarranted and disgustingly disgraceful?
I wish I knew, my friend. I wish I knew. It shows you how crazy this is.
Come on.
Yeah. Thank you, boss. I appreciate it. Let me get Fred in here real quick. What's going on, Freddie boy?
Hey, real quick. So I plan on attending. I believe I'll be able to get transport to.
I meant to ask you that, yes, before you hung up last week.
On the 14th, yes, I do believe so. And then I just want to entreat you, solicit you, beg you to invite Vinnie Penn to your deal. Yep, even money he shows up.
Really? You know what? I have his telephone number. I'm going to text him during the break.
Dude, thank you.
I will text him during the break. In fact, I might even call Lee Elsie to come on by. I doubt he'll drive.
No.
I doubt he'll drive all the way up, though. It's pretty far for him.
I'm working on an amalgam poem. I'm trying to put Reese Guy 1, 2, and 3, and was there a fourth into one poem, and that's going to be my birthday.
Well, that
right.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You got it. Okay, so like I said, we're going to talk about the moment of dough. We're going to talk a little bit more about the governor. Of course, the primary election is tomorrow. He was pretty much barnstorming every area he could. He was down in Danbury on Saturday and then in New Britain yesterday. I couldn't get to either one of them because I had prior engagements. I also want to give a shout out to the Verdi restaurant in Waterbury. Spent a little time there yesterday doing our third episode of Family Dinner with Reese and Roseanne. We were there with Joanne and Tony, the owners of Verdi, at that restaurant. We had a feast. There was so much stuff. There was lasagna. We had pork chops. We had what else? Goodness gracious. We had eggplant parmesan on ziti. We had I don't know what we had. This thing that was like a bread on sesame bread with balsamic and cheese. It was I don't know what it was, but I know I was forced to pronounce it on the show. So we ate that. I was stuffed afterwards. We took food home.
Some type of focaccia?
Yeah, I don't know. There was nothing in there was we didn't have a calzone or a rigatoni. We didn't have anything. I think the only time we had anything was a mozzarella. I had to pronounce that correctly.
I did manicotti last night.
I didn't have any of that. But everything they had was, it was bountiful. And let me start by saying this. I have broken up with a girl for making bad lasagna. I have. I broke up with her. She made lasagna. She was sitting across from me. And she says, what did you think? And I looked right at her face and I said, I think we should start seeing other people.
Should start seeing other lasagnas.
Roseanne refuses to make lasagna because of it. I told her the story early on in our relationship, and she goes, I'll never make you lasagna, so I'll never ask. I'm particular about it.
I like the crunchy parts.
What?
Like the corners where the
you
starts
like
to be
it
a little crunchy?
You like it Cajun on the side.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, Texas, ironically, makes a good lasagna. When we go down, that's one night she'll make lasagna for us.
They had something else that was vino alla vodka, something. I can't remember. There were so many Italian words. It just was. But it was all good. I loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
I remember the things that I remember. Eggplant parmesan.
I can't do eggplant. Nope.
No, you couldn't do it.
I can't do eggplant. Eggplant, don't get me on this start. I'll take it to 4 o'clock.
Really?
Eggplant is the most useless vegetable.
No, it is not.
Yes.
It tastes like meat if you make
tastes
it
like
right.
there you go. It tastes like nothing. You have to do this with it.
Oh.
No one's going to go out to the garden and grab an eggplant.
You're right.
You'll
Okay.
go out to the garden, grab a tomato, grab a cucumber, grab a carrot. An eggplant is a sponge. It does nothing on its own. It is lazy.
You are 100% right in that. Right. It doesn't become anything unless you add something to it.
Yes.
It's like grits.
Yeah. It's like, what's it taste like? Sponge.
Well, they made it good.
Tastes like an Amazon box until you put sauce and sausage and all the cheese on it.
In defense of Verdi, that is not the case with their eggplant parmesan.
And I get a lot of people like eggplant parmesan. But then it's like, just take the parmesan out
of it.
And can you eat the eggplant? No, it's nasty. Then what's the point of it?
We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views, and your phone calls when we return.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Dollar General.
Meta's AI app is seeing strong growth according to the latest data from Apptopia. In July, the Meta AI app saw the largest percentage point gain in daily users of any AI app. Apptopia says other apps in the AI market, including ChatGPT and Claude, were flat or down from June. However, Meta AI is seeing much less time spent on the app from users compared to the other apps. I'm Jason Brooks.
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
Life takes unexpected turns, doesn't it? Divorce, the loss of a loved one, a personal injury, losing your job. Suddenly you're searching for someone new you can trust to guide you through. But what if you didn't have to start over? What if your legal team already understood you? At BPS Lawyers, we're more than just lawyers. We're a full-service law firm that's been part of this community since 1977. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Painderis is responsible for the content of this ad.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Follow us around at WTIC 1080 on Instagram, Facebook, and X.
I was told to tell you, Joey, that Michael B., he says that celery is the most useless veggie. He said it's water with green skin. But eggplant...
I agree with that. But at least you can go eat a stalk of celery.
I can. I can actually taste a little bit of something with a stalk of celery. He says, though, eggplant is a close second, though.
We'll agree to disagree.
Lori Maz, on the other hand, completely disagrees with you.
I started Firestorm.
I know you would. I knew you would.
That's what I bring to the table.
Yeah, it says, you clearly, she goes, you guys clearly have never had properly fried eggplant. It was my favorite thing that my Sicilian grandmother made. Again, I don't think he's arguing that eggplant can't be good, but you can't find the flavor in it on its own.
No.
Is what the point was.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Again, like grits, I get arguments with everyone coming from, I'm a black kid from Hollis, Queens. Every time I tell somebody grits suck, they look at me and they go, what are you talking about? Grits are the best. I'm like,
no, all the stuff you add to it.
Yeah, exactly. Keep out. Don't put any butter. Don't put anything in it. Would you eat grits that way? They were like, well, no, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Well, that's my point.
It's wallpaper paste.
I call it white sand.
Which like some watered talcum powder.
Exactly. What is a grit? What is a grit? You say, Reese, how are you choosing which places to go? In this case, with Charlie's, it was Roseanne typing into her phone, pizza near me.
Okay.
Where we were.
And in Connecticut, many places I'm sure came up.
Yes. Michael A. says that eggplant is tofu.
Okay, yeah.
I would say that's fair.
Very good example.
That's fair.
Yes.
Anyway.
This is what I provide.
Joey, you do it every time. You do it every time. Alex Q says, my grandmother Lucy's eggplant was to die for. He says, and I'm Puerto Rican. Which, again, very weird cuisine for a Puerto Rican to have eggplant.
Yeah.
I
want to know how it's prepared now.
Well, you know, come on. Puerto Rican, all I do is put some adobo in it, and that's it.
Yeah. Put eggplant tamales?
Yeah, exactly. The only reason why I was so excited about eggplant, and a lot of people did not know this, and I know this didn't happen here, but it seems like the place it would. In the fourth grade, yeah, we had eggplant as our school lunch.
Huh.
Yeah, everyone was like, really? I was like, yeah. I had a school lunch. It's the only reason why I know that there's a such thing as eggplant parmesan. I learned it in school. We had it for lunch.
It's a fancy school.
Yeah, well, I would think it would.
I'm sure the kids were lining up for Eggplant Tuesdays.
Well, that was the whole thing because every kid hated it. But I was like, that actually tastes pretty good.
Pizza Friday was still the best.
Right, exactly, with Pizza Friday. But this school had eggplant. And I feel like maybe it's quite possible because of where we live. The only reason why I was a part of the lunch program, because, you know, a couple of eggplants fell off the back of the truck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, we're going to put it in the menu. Don't say anything, all right? I feel the same way about shrimp. Try eating it without butter or frying it. Yeah, I think that's the point. It's like shrimp is just shrimp.
Yeah, I mean, you can do like shrimp cocktail. Just
gotta have something
sauce.
with it. Yeah, you gotta have cocktail sauce.
I can do shrimp.
You can do just plain shrimp. Yeah. Really?
At least it's got a taste to it. It tastes like shrimp. Like eggplant tastes like...
Oh, okay. So, Alex Q says that his grandma Lucy was his stepdad's mom, so she was Italian.
Okay.
So she was Italian.
It's an amazing blend.
I
of
thought it was
going
to be Puerto Rican there, Alex Q. That's a much better story. Live from now on. What's this one? Mary also says, I worked for a woman who was Greek, and her grandmother made the best eggplant parm I ever tasted. She would not give me the recipe either. Yeah, again, they don't They didn't do that with Joanne and Tony. They had, the lasagna and the eggplant was Tony's grandmother's secret recipe, and they would never give that away. So, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, coming up, Moment of Dough, and also John Bolton is going to be our guest on the program. And we also have a couple of stories that I've got to get to. Oh, are Democrats trying to get rid of women as well as men as their voting base? We have that evidence coming up soon. Mark Christopher's here. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're heading toward Hartford right now, southbound side of 91 slowing 33 down to 32 A and B. Move down to Meriden, you got some more slow traffic approaching 19 to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Westbound side of 84, East Hartford slowing approaching the Boak. They bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound is slowing 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. You'll see traffic that's heavy. 291 westbound in South Windsor exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound's a little tight as you merge with 84 west and East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing Harvard Park to the Arrowhead Bridge again. 9 northbound is slowing approaching the 72 interchange. If you're 84 eastbound in Waterbury, delay 17 up to the Mixmaster. 95 South New Haven, tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
WTIC weather.
For the rest of this afternoon, it'll be very warm out there with times of sun and clouds. We'll head up to a high of right around 89 degrees. Then we'll have a stray thunderstorm around this evening, otherwise partly cloudy and a bit humid out there for tonight. The low 69. Very warm once again tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds, the high up to 88. And we'll turn out partly cloudy tomorrow night, low 64. For Wednesday, we'll have a partly sunny sky with a high of 86. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Connecticut primary elections are set for Tuesday. Democrats in the 1st Congressional District will decide whether to turn the page on incumbent John Larson after 28 years. Party-endorsed Luke Bronin is more than 30 years younger, and Sacred Heart University political science professor Gary Rose says age and presentation are sure to be factors because the candidates are very close on the issues.
I know there's a lot of issue about where their money is coming from, but nevertheless, in terms of where they stand on issues, I don't think there's really much daylight. The real difference is, of course, the two other candidates with Jillian Gilchrist and Ruth Fortune. And that's where we find really much more of a progressive point of view.
Rose calls that race too close to call between Larson and Bronin. Republicans will choose nominees in the 4th and 5th districts to challenge House members Jim Himes and Johanna Hayes, respectively. Polls are open from 6 to 8 p. on Tuesday. In Western Columbia, the death toll has continues to jump by the hour following that powerful earthquake today. Number now at least 111. Correspondent Lama Hassan.
Posting on social media, the governor of Choco region, where the epicenter of the quake is, she says that there are injuries and severe damage to some buildings, adding that they are now concerned about aftershocks. And of course, don't forget that this comes after those recent deadly twin earthquakes that hit neighboring Venezuela that has killed more than 6,100 people.
Newly elected president says he will travel to help the communities impacted, including the coffee growers region. A dozen people were driven from their homes in an early morning fire in Hartford. They got the call around 1:45, wood frame multifamily home on Douglas Street. 7 adults, 5 kids were able to make it out. The fire department says no injuries among civilians or fire staff. They're being displaced by the fire department's special services unit. The fire marshal's office is leading that investigation. One person has died following a collision in New London. Happened between a truck and a moped Sunday evening, the area of Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. Victim, a 17-year-old, was given medical treatment at the scene before being transported to L&M Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The driver of the other vehicle did remain on scene. Hostilities between the U.S. and Iran continue over the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran says it won't reopen the waterway until the U.S. pays reparations and lifts its naval blockade.
The sense generally we have here is that the administration believes that with economic pressure, Iran will somehow come around. The president put it this way in his interview with Axios yesterday: it will work out. It always works out. He said it's like a chess game. In an interview over the weekend, Vice President Vance pointed to sky-high inflation in Iran as an example of how that pressure is working. But what's so interesting is the change.
That's correspondent Stephen Portnoy. Since its arrival from the Far East a half dozen years ago, the spotted lanternfly has been devouring its way through vineyards and other agriculture in Connecticut and across the country. Lawmakers are working on a bill that would authorize the Department of Agriculture to oversee grants to outfits like the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station for research and efforts to rein in the invasive insect. Senator Richard Blumenthal.
That will provide grants to the agriculture, the Connecticut Agriculture Experiment Station, and other similar facilities, research facilities around the country, so we can develop a way to fight the spotted lanternfly in a systematic and strategic way.
Lanternfly has been identified in just about every city and town across our state. Experts say the damage wrought by the lanternfly translates into economic losses for winemakers, brewers, and others. Wall Street, the Dow down 61 points, NASDAQ down 85, S&P down 4. Red Sox baseball on TIC tonight. Sox in Toronto begin a series with the Blue Jays, 6:07, so right after the news. We'll take air with the pregame here. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
The reason many of us hate insurance companies is because some of them act like bullies. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been dealing with these creatures my whole career. Whether it's a workers' comp claim, an auto accident, or a nursing home or medical mishap, the playbook is often the same: deny and delay. We became the largest injury firm in America for a reason. We fight the bullies. They know who we are, and I know it makes a difference for our clients. Just go to forthepeople.com and see our results and our verdicts after those bullies gave us their final offer. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous. Hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. It's easy to get going. Visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer, or call us on your cell at pound law, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080.
Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. He's on the radio. One time, he's on the radio. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Yo, we never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider the politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
All right, first half past, second half underway. We got John Bolton running for Attorney General of Connecticut coming into the program roughly in the next couple of minutes. Also, we've got the moment of doubt coming up. You won't want to miss this one. It is one of my favorites, and I'm loving every bit of it. Let me just tease it by saying this. Did you know that the LGBTQIA distinction has a new name? Wait until you find out what it is. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you're heading into Hartford on the eastbound side of 84, look for some slow traffic now, 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is slowing, approaching the Boakley Bridge out to exit 46 Sisson Avenue. 91 southbound delays in Hartford 33 down to 32 A and B. You'll slow again 19 in Meriden down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. If you are traveling 291 westbound, you'll see a little tight traffic in South Windsor approaching the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound, 2 eastbound moving well between Glastonbury and East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you're 84 eastbound in Waterbury, delays 18 to the Mixmaster. Westbound 84 slowing in Waterbury, 22 to the Mixmaster. South 95 New Haven tight, 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Not feeling well or need a checkup? Make your first appointment with ProHealth Physicians. New patients can call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or book online to get the care you need without the wait. Find trusted local primary care for all ages at prohealthmd.com/radio.
WTIC weather.
Well, it's going to be very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon with times of sun and clouds. We'll head up to a high of right around 89 degrees. Then we'll have a thunderstorm around through this evening. Otherwise, turning out partly cloudy and humid out there for tonight. We'll head down to a low of 69. Another very warm day tomorrow with sunshine, mixing with a few clouds at times. The high tomorrow up to 88. And turning out partly cloudy tomorrow night, low down to 64. Wednesday's going to be a nice day overall. Sunshine mixing with a few clouds. The high Wednesday, 86. Then we turn out warm again for Thursday. Clouds and sunshine. A thunderstorm can't completely be ruled out. The high Thursday, 87. And not as warm as we get into Friday. Mostly sunny, turning less humid out there with a high Friday of 82. Right now it's 88 degrees in Windsor, 86 in Hebron, and we're at 87 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Reese on the Radio, and August 14th is my birthday, and I want to spend it with you. So we're taking the show on the road for a special birthday broadcast. We'll be broadcasting live from Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut from 2 to 6. Maybe there'll be an after party. Who knows? So make plans to hang out, listen to the show, have some food, some drinks, and help me celebrate my birthday. It's the 14th at 15. Stadium 15 in Farmington from 2 to 6 on Friday, August the 14th. Hope to see you there.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. You know, I have a really high bar for people working on my home, and that's why I am so proud to talk about CertaPro Painters. First of all, the process is worry-free. They give you this free estimate. They come in, they communicate with you, they're professional, and I'm not just talking with the communication, I'm talking with the actual painting. They got our kitchen done so well, and that's why I'm telling you, you should give it a try. If you have any work needed, either inside or outside your house, they have over 70,000 five-star reviews. That's CertaPro with a C. CertaPro.com to book your free estimate.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Listen to the Eric Erickson Show live, weekdays noon till 2 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The station Connecticut checks first for the latest weather. WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we are back. Reese on the radio here. John Bolton running a little bit late, but that's okay because I would rather do this segment earlier than later. Again, it's a new segment. You might be new to it, but it's okay. You become very comfortable with it once you hear it, see it, and become a part of it. You'll start sending me your own little moments of dough, which brings us to, of course, the moment of dough. The LGBTQ community has a new name. What is it, I tell you? Listen yourself.
Drop that daughter off at Sleepaway Camp at Camp Highlight, which is a camp for children of LGBTQ parents or children who identify as LGBTQ. It's an amazing, amazing camp, and she's headed there now, and we're really going to miss her because we love her.
That's right. You heard them correctly. These are children of parents who are part of the...
These liberal lesbians actually are on our way to drop that daughter off at Sleepaway Camp at Camp Highlight, which is a camp for children of LGBTQ parents or children who identify as LGBTQ. It's an amazing, amazing camp, and she's headed there now, and we're really going to miss her because we love her.
That's right. Parents of LGBTQ. How do you pronounce it, Joey? I can't pronounce it. What is it?
LGBTQ. I've been saying that for years, so can I get some reparations on that?
Yes, it was LGBTQ. Okay. I want to play it again just to make sure, because I couldn't understand it.
These liberal lesbians actually are on our way to drop that daughter off at Sleepaway Camp at Camp Highlight, which is a camp for children of
Liberty Bibbity.
parents or children who identify as
Liberty Bibbity.
amazing, amazing camp, and she's headed there now, and we're really going to miss her because...
Bundle and save pronouns.
that sounds right. See, I couldn't get LGBTQ. I just couldn't get it. It made more sense this way.
Actually are on our way to drop that daughter off at Sleepaway Camp at Camp Highlight, which is a camp for children of
Liberty Bibbity.
parents or children who identify as
Liberty Bibbity.
amazing, amazing camp, and she's headed there now, and we're really going to miss her because we love her.
Yes, we love her. And we love Liberty Bibbity. I'm saying, what? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your moment of dough. Yes. John, you might as well pull on up over there. Let me fix your lower third so we can get your microphone up and all of that, because we have so much stuff to go over,
don't we,
my friend? And it has been, I want to get rid of, let me remove Roseanne's info here so we can get you on camera. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
You slide over just a little bit over
This
here.
one
Yeah,
here?
yeah, come that way so we can get you on camera. And there you go. Perfect. Actually, go back that way a little bit. And you don't need headphones. You're fine.
No,
Don't worry.
I
I can hear you. And just bring your microphone over to you.
This one.
Yeah, that one. Straight over there to you. Again, friend to the room and attorney extraordinaire, John Bolton in the house. Let me get him up here. My camera's the one that's screwed up. Look at that. So, John, welcome to the program. As always, as I said, you are a friend to the room. You've been following this story that we're talking about with Stephanie Thomas.
Yeah, but I have to tell you something very personal first.
Okay.
If anybody wants to kill me and not get caught, give me eggplant.
Really?
Absolutely.
You can't eat it?
Cannot eat it.
Really?
And it started in college.
Is it an allergic reaction?
Yeah, my mom loved to cook with eggplant because she's Cuban, right?
Okay.
And I'm home for college sophomore year, and I'm like, eggplant pie. That's what she would make. And next thing you know, like, my throat starts to swell up, and I'm wheezing, and I'm coughing, and this is pretty bad.
No one would even think that eggplant, like if there was an autopsy done, no one would have said,
No.
it's an eggplant problem.
No.
They'd have gotten away with it.
No, the Democrats will use it now.
Another reason to chalk it up as useless.
But yeah, I've been following the story.
Yeah, so am I missing something? You're an elected official. You say that someone's receiving death threats. You double down on the death threats even after the woman said she's not receiving them.
Right.
Yet you don't contact the police. You don't provide the evidence of said death threats. That's the severity of the case, but yet you're not moving on it as an elected official. What am I missing?
You're not missing anything. I mean, I think you have your answer. Wasn't it used as a fundraising?
Yes.
There you go. That's all. I mean, this is classic gaslighting. Same thing happened in West Hartford with the Board of Ed vice chair.
Yeah.
When she said the founding of this country was akin to the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Right? What was the response of the Democratic town committee? We stand with her. and we go after the people that were criticizing her.
Right.
Instead of saying, well, she shouldn't have said that. You know, you can come clean and go, she could have used better choice of words, but no, they go after the people who respond. And in this case, it sounds like it's non-existent.
Yeah, I mean...
But, you know, I got to be honest with you. I think there's a bigger story here.
So do I.
But mine is more corporate, being the corporate lawyer.
Tell me.
So she has an LLC, apparently, right? This Ramirez?
The illegal.
Yes, the illegal. She had a landscaping LLC.
Correct.
It was incorporated on March 18th.
Of what year?
26.
Of 26.
Yep.
So recently.
Recently. And like, they actually give you the time that it was uploaded.
Okay.
We'll say 2 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
On March 19th at 10 o'clock p.m., she was removed as the managing member and replaced with somebody else.
That's correct.
And I find that very, very strange.
Yes, see, there's a great story that goes here. So it's a landscaping business.
Yep.
And you may know this, that there have been what's sort of like some shenanigans with minority business owners.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And we know that minority business owners in the construction and the carpentry arena.
Labor intensive.
Labor intensive.
Yep.
That these jobs are being sort of used, or front companies with women leading them, and then getting either grants or money for that matter.
Right. That's right.
And then it's being taken over by men.
Yeah, and the SBA is big on that. But here's the thing, though. The guy that took over is also the managing member of an LLC that's not landscaping, cleaning services.
Really?
So it's labor. And then he's removed at one point. And so there's a lot of, what do they call it, musical chairs?
Right, moving parts,
going on here with managing members, which is a very, I'm telling you, I've done this for 36 years, the corporate law. It's weird to just change like that so quickly. And it's not like there's not a paper trail.
Right.
You know, people will see that she was at the top and go on in 36 hours. I'm sure the SBA would see that.
Can I tell you something that's odd about the Melissa Ramirez case that no one's talking about, and we're going to be talking about later on this week?
Yeah, tell me.
So Melissa Ramirez, the guys went down. Adam 12 and Gino went down to the place to go meet this gentleman, to go see if they can get a kind of a view on Melissa Ramirez's passport, the illegal.
The one in jail, or
Yes,
the one who
the one in jail.
bonded out, actually, right?
Did she? No. We're not getting a bond out until the 31st.
I thought she was wearing a
Nope.
bracelet.
Not without seeing a judge first. People thought that she was released early.
Okay.
We clarified. She's still in jail.
All right. See, I was wrong there.
Yeah, that's okay. So, anyway, they went down to go get a view of the passport. We found something interesting. This is a young lady who's lived in the country for a considerable amount of time. In fact, they got her bail lowered from $500,000 to $300,000 because her lawyer, who said that she is a member or a pillar of the community.
Okay.
Which, again, in illegal, can't really do both, but I guess they allowed it. Well, with that, hold on, we found out something amazing. She's lived here all of her life. She's never received or worked to obtain her legal status, legal documentation. Well, when the guys went down to go see her passport, that they couldn't get a picture of, but they actually were allowed to see because of a copy.
Right.
It turns out that Melissa Ramirez was renewing and had renewed just recently her passport in Mexico.
Oh?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she was keeping up to date with her Mexican documentation,
Fascinating.
but not here in the United States. So this argument that, people are here all the time and just can't get it done because through the immigration, didn't seem to have that problem in Mexico.
No.
Was getting her passport updated. The boys saw it. They came back to me. They told me, and they was like, we saw and it was been updated recently.
And they went, to the place that incorporated
They went
her?
to the place that incorporated her because they went down there and played a little good cop, bad cop with them to get some information.
Sure.
Turns out that right around the corner, weirdly enough, Governor Lamont seemed to be down there right around the corner in an alleyway holding a rally. In an alley.
That's got to be coincidence.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I mean, we have enough to work with on this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of insane
but
stuff.
That is bizarre. And the one that they mistakenly said was in New Britain.
Yes, this
Has
woman.
Anybody ever seen a picture
Never
of her?
seen a picture of her. Oh, no, but according to the fundraising letter written by Stephanie Thomas, she says, and I quote, I don't know if this woman is on social media, but there were plenty of horrible things said on posts connected to her photo. I looked online. There isn't a photo of this Melissa Ramirez. Every Melissa Ramirez that is in the public related to this is only of the woman who's incarcerated.
So I'm curious, what was the tie-in for fundraising out of this?
The tie-in of fundraising was, if you could believe it, Vin Candelara.
Oh?
Yes. Some horrible posts have already been taken down by the social media sites, but those above were still in existence yesterday and give you a sense of what people are saying. And most importantly, perhaps, Candelara says I should stop talking about this, yet his posts that helped spread the false story in the first place were still up yesterday uncorrected. I know this is an election year, which she then goes into the end of her diatribe, talking about splitting hairs. So because Candelara sent a letter, and it wasn't just to her, they sent a letter to another member of her staff or inside of her office to say, why is this woman running around saying that this woman's receiving death threats when we have documented evidence and a police report that say that she isn't? She's doubling down on, well, I don't know if this woman is online, but I've seen the death threats. And again, no sort of police record or how about give up the evidence to the police? Yes, she is. You should go after these people. She shows their pictures, John. She puts, now, you said you're in corporate law, so I don't know if you can answer this question.
Let's see.
But I got to show you this because she actually takes photographs. She took a screenshot of people's posts. Where am I? Oh, here it is. She took screenshots of people's posts and their real names. She doesn't even redact them. She puts their posts up there and associates them with making death threats.
Well, the noose isn't very cool.
Look, and again, I am not arguing, but every comment about here is about Melissa Ramirez receiving the death penalty. So in essence, every one of those posts are related to the actual events, right? The woman killing the police officer and the woman.
It's not about the wrong person.
It's not about the wrong person.
Wow.
So she's conflating the Melissa Ramirez who's innocent with the person that's, well, in this case, going to be tried of the crimes and saying that they're both the same and calls those claims for a death penalty to be a death threat.
And has there been, is it established there's another woman with that name in New Britain?
She has established it. The New Britain police have established it in their police report.
There's a second person with the same name. We don't know.
That's what they're saying. We have the police report
They're
right
saying
here.
what? We don't know, or there is?
No, they're saying that there is. They said they identified her by her name
And she
in this
hasn't
police
surfaced
report.
at all.
Yeah, no, this is the woman who surfaced. They went and looked for her. They were able to locate her. And inside, there you go, inside that police report, they are saying, we found her, we connected her with her driver's license, said that is her, and she said she's not receiving death threats. But Stephanie Thomas is saying, yes, she is.
Oh, so we have the address and everything.
Yeah.
So Har really, this guy Dan Har, who said he spoke to that
No.
person?
Dan Har said he spoke to her, but he did not know where she lived and didn't get any information. He only got 2 quotes from her saying that this was very stressful and scary, which also doesn't really support what the police found. Dan Har's reporting said that she thought all of this was scary. Well, when the police ask her if she's receiving death threats, she says no. They ask her if she says, and she actually offers up, she feels safe. So she doesn't even say that she's scared. And she said the only people who have harassed her are journalists. And I admit, I was one of the people who called her 5 times.
You found her.
Well, I found her telephone number, and it's on that that police
she
report.
never answered you, right?
She answered once and hung up.
Okay, all right. She doesn't want the fame.
She doesn't.
Who does?
Right. She doesn't even want to be associated with it.
But, this is why they're so loathsome on that side of the aisle.
Indeed.
Because to use this as a fundraising tool, they'll stop at nothing. But what else is new?
Yeah, exactly that.
And this is a person giving guidance to police departments on how they can be around polls?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
We have to talk about all of that and much, much more.
We sure do.
We've got John Bolton here. He's got an event coming up. When is it? Is that Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday. You're the...
yeah, Wednesday. Am I the MC?
You are the MC, and we moved it to Manchester just for you.
Yeah, I know. I got to give you guys that. I like Manchester.
That was me.
I was going to go, where was it, New Haven before?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not paying for speeding tickets.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. It's a social justice panel.
Yep.
Myself, Jonathan DeBarros, and some others are going to be there as well. We'll get those names and everything. And you'll explain, I hope you'll explain to the audience exactly what this panel is about. Because I know you met with the folks at Black Lives Matter 860.
I did.
I want to talk to you about that as
was
well.
Very interesting.
They had some very favorable things to say about you.
No.
Well, you were even impressed by that.
Well, no, and I of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get into
We'll
it.
talk about all of that. John Bolton's here. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading into Hartford on the eastbound side of I-84, you're going to see delays 46 Eastern Avenue to the Bulkley, westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32 A and B. If you are traveling to westbound, delays East Hartford 1D up to the 84 West merge, 291 westbound slowing exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge, 9 northbound's tight Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge, 91 southbound Meriden a little slow as you move between 19 and 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. Route 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. Westbound 84 in Waterbury slowing 22 to the Mixmaster. Good ride 91 in the Parkway toward New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
WTIC weather.
Very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds as well, the high up to 89 degrees. Then we'll have a thunderstorm response this evening. Otherwise, we turn out partly cloudy and humid for tonight. The low down to 69. Another very warm day for tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds. We'll head up to a high of 88 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tomorrow night, low 64. Heading into Wednesday, not a bad day overall. We'll have sunshine mixing with clouds. The high Wednesday, 86. Then another warm day for Thursday, clouds and sunshine. Can't completely rule out a thunderstorm, especially later on in the day. The high Thursday, 87. Then showers and thunderstorms are much more likely Thursday night as a cold front sweeps across the region. Then we turn out not as warm for Friday, mostly sunny, less humid out there. It's going to be a nice day overall with a high Friday of 82. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Tomorrow is primary day in Connecticut. About a dozen races being held across the state to determine who will be on the ballot for what office in the fall. Of particular interest, the Democratic gubernatorial primary between incumbent Governor Lamont and Hamden State Representative Josh Elliott. Also, Democrats choosing in the 1st Congressional District among the incumbent John Larson, the party-endorsed candidate Luke Bronin, and 2 others. And 2 Republicans are battling it out in the 5th to face Democratic incumbent Johanna Hayes in the fall. 12 people were displaced in an early morning fire in Hartford. Blaze was called in after 1:30 to a home on Douglas Street. No injuries were reported. The investigation is ongoing. 1 person died in a moped crash on Sunday in New London. The moped collided with a pickup truck. Driver of the moped, a 17-year-old, was killed, say police. The driver of the other vehicle did remain on scene. A man's under arrest in Bristol after he was allegedly stabbed during a fight over the weekend. Happened in the parking lot of a city night spot. Jared Meadows is charged. Police say they were called to Groggy Fog on Center Street just after midnight Saturday for an altercation involving several people. A 41-year-old man was injured and taken to the hospital. Scores are dead following a powerful earthquake that struck Colombia today.
A powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake has struck western Colombia, shaking the South American nation and neighboring Ecuador. The mayor of Cali says the residents are trapped in at least 19 buildings that have collapsed. The epicenter was in San Jose del Palmar, about 250 miles west of Colombia's capital, Bogota. The U.S. Geological Survey says the earthquake struck at a depth of 66 miles. It follows 2 back-to-back 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes in Venezuela in late June. Those earthquakes destroyed hundreds of buildings and killed more than 5,000 people. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Last check, 111 had been reported killed in that quake. President Trump scoffing at Iran's latest demands that the U.S. pay for the devastation wrought by 5 months of war. A spokesman for Iran's foreign ministry stressed today that reopening the Strait of Hormuz is tied to reparations from the U.S. and other concessions. Wall Street, the Dow finished down 60 points today. The NASDAQ was down 85 and the S&P gave back 4. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Let's be real. With Trump in the White House, times have been tough. But in Connecticut, thankfully, we've had a governor who put his foot down and protected us from the chaos. When Donald Trump cut health coverage, Lamont capped insulin costs, canceled medical debt for working people, and restored the health care funding our families depend on. Now he's working towards universal health care. While ICE creates chaos nationwide, Governor Lamont's passed laws banning ICE from our schools and places of worship.
ICE, go home. We're keeping Connecticut safe without you.
And as Trump cut taxes for billionaires, Governor Lamont's cutting taxes for the middle class, with new plans to make sure big corporations paid their fair share.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
With Trump in the White House, we need a governor with the experience and the backbone to fight back. That's Ned Lamont.
I'm Ned Lamont, candidate for governor, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ned for CT. Approved by Ned Lamont.
The Sox look to get some AL East wins north of the border in Toronto.
High in the left field. It is way back. And is gone.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, tonight at 6:07. Follow your Boston Red Sox all season long right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we got John Bolton in the house. We'll continue to talk to him. We got actually got a minute or two here. So we're going to be at this location in Manchester, which is called, good, it's going to get the darn name of the place. Murphy's Pub?
That's it.
Okay, I have never been to Murphy's Pub on Tolland Turnpike. Am I saying that right, Tolland?
Tolland.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I've always got a problem. Everything in town I'm spelling poorly. But this is presented by you. It's the People's Briefing, a Connecticut conversation series. Real issues, thoughtful conversation, and Connecticut's future. And you came up with this social justice panel.
Yep.
Which I'll admit, as soon as I heard the title of it, I just went, ugh, social justice. I want no parts of this. That was just me.
No, and the feedback was the same.
Really?
Yeah, from like conservative people. Social and justice, they don't go together. What's he doing?
Why this briefly?
Why this
topic? Why did you choose it in this way?
You, my friend, are the midwife of this because you brought to fore. It started with the whole videotape being suppressed by my opponent and Barbara Fair and J. Allen Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And it started to get me. This is way back when I first got in mid-March. And so I started to look into some certain things. I mean, 27 inmates dead in the last 2 years while in state custody. A lot, I think a third of them haven't even been to trial yet.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
And, you know, historically, Republicans are not known for being on that side of the
not since
equation.
Not without the First Step Act, which Trump initiated.
He's the one that started that.
Yeah.
You know, no one will give him credit for it, but I start to look around and I start to see things that really troubled me. DCF, how many kids have passed or died or disappeared under their watch? So we decided that, and I really believe in it because you know that first 10 years of my legal career, I did excessive force cases.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I have a penchant for this, and I think the AG, and I always tell people, right, no one's above the law, but there's a part 2 to that. Nobody is beneath the law's protection.
That's right.
That's what a real AG does.
Yeah, this isn't, you know what? This is an important conversation. So we've got a couple of people who are going to be there. Pastor Ali Gray III, Jonathan DeBarros is going to be there, who's got a personal relationship with this issue. Sheila Matthews is going to be there, and John Garland. So we'll talk about much more of this when we return. Stand by with John Bolton. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
See you.
You're good, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now, if you're on the eastbound side of 84, got delays 48 Capitol Avenue down to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 81 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. More slow traffic approaching 19 down to exit 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. 2 westbound slowing as you merge with 84 West. 291 westbound slowing exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge and the construction there. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. If you're heading into Waterbury, 84 eastbound delays from exit 18 to the Mixmaster. Heading down in toward New Haven, a little slow. 95 southbound from 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, it's going to be very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon, and we are going to see an increase in cloudiness as well. We'll head up to a high of right around 89 degrees. Then we're going to have a thunderstorm response this evening. Otherwise, turning out partly to mostly cloudy for tonight. It'll be humid out there as well. The low tonight down to 69. Then another very warm day ahead of us for tomorrow. Sunshine mixing with a few clouds at times. The high tomorrow 88. Then partly cloudy for tomorrow night, low 64. For Wednesday, it's going to be a nice day overall. Sunshine and a few clouds throughout the day. The high Wednesday, 86. We turn out warm again for Thursday. Clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm possible as well. Thursday's high up to 87 degrees. Then for Friday, not quite as warm out there, but still going to be on the nice side. Plenty of sunshine. Less humid on Friday as well, with a high of 82. Right now it's 85 degrees in Avon, 86 in South Glastonbury, and 87 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
When you want local news, turn to WTIC News Talk 1080, Connecticut's only radio station with a dedicated news team reporting on the local stories that affect you. From Manchester to Mystic, Hartford to Hampton, and Putnam to Plymouth, one radio station has your local news and breaking news as it happens. Local news from the WTIC newsroom. And now, national news from ABC News Radio. Listen on your radio, smart speaker, or on your phone with the free Odyssey app to WTIC News Talk 1080.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
All right, we're back with our friend of the room. Mr. John Bolton is here running for Attorney General of Connecticut. We were talking about the People's Briefing, a Connecticut conversation series, talking about social justice. This is, again, I'm assuming because it's a social justice panel, there will be other panels that we're going to see?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So we had just, by the inaugural one was at Lyman Orchards on Friday night. That was parental rights. That was very well attended. It was a great panel.
Mm-hmm.
And we covered a lot of stuff, the vaccine stuff, the homeschooling.
Schooling, yes.
All of it.
Yeah.
We went across the board. It was, and the panels were great, and the questions were good, and we discussed it honestly.
Yeah.
And here's a deal: a good AG discusses the unpopular stuff as much as the popular stuff.
Sure.
And what's politically unpopular? To go around talking about inmates.
Yeah.
Right? And, things like that. And I'm sorry, but that's got to be discussed because we're having a real problem in the state of Connecticut right now. And this attorney general in particular has disdain for the Department of Corrections and its guests, inmates.
Yeah, but I asked the question. You and I were talking off the air, and as well as other times that you've been here about the Jay Allen case.
Right.
What was so weird about this was that this all happened beyond the scope of the Lamont administration and AG William Tong. So why wouldn't they give this woman, Jennifer Jones, her due when she asked for this videotape to be released years ago? Why hold it for 8 years? Well, someone told me that part of the reason why they didn't want this released was because they were concerned that it would do damage to the Malloy administration.
The Malloy legacy, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Listen.
Well, but that makes no sense to me,
It
John.
does to them.
Why?
Because that's how they operate. That crew has they play the long game better than anybody else. I play it longer, but they play it well. They're pretty much one and the same. He handed the baton off to Lamont after 8 years, right? Gave it to Lamont for another 8 years. They brought their AG in. And by the way, the AG before my opponent was a really straight up fair guy.
Okay.
He would have released this. That's my bet.
Because this doesn't make any sense. What I mean by it really not making any sense, the fact that it didn't dawn on anyone was because this was an administration that came out and said we needed reforms in our law enforcement after the death of George Floyd. They had this death of Jay Allen Jones, they had it sitting there while they were literally lecturing us about the awful deeds of Derek Chauvin. And I'm going, and no one even raised that issue. It was very minute. Even not from Black Lives Matter or the ever-lauded NAACP.
Right.
Who seem to be, they can collect honorary degrees at UConn, but can't get justice for Jay Allen Jones?
Well, look, if you look at the Jay Allen Jones facts, way worse than Floyd.
Exactly.
Way worse. So, do you think they wanted to inherit that? They obviously wanted to snuff it out as best they could because they had to do their designer legislation, right?
Yeah.
Strip police of qualified immunity within 23 days of the incident. No debate, no public testimony. They just like to pat themselves on the back, and I call it designer trendy legislation. And so they were just carrying on with the mandate from DNC National. It's a part of it. I think was trying to keep the state from having too much exposure in a lawsuit. And the second part was I believe that about Malloy. I absolutely believe that. Malloy was very guarded about his reputation and his legacy and all that. And I think that they take their orders from a higher calling, and I think that's what they were doing. I think that's a very plausible story, actually. Explanation, yeah.
Forgive me for being a reasonable person in this, because I'm like, you got your own legacy here.
Yep.
And I think it's well protected because, again, the Jay Allen Jones case was literally just reported and moved on from, where we had to hear daily updates as it related to George Floyd, which, again, I'm not understanding how you can have both positions at the same time as a Connecticut media.
For the same reason why you're using this case in New Britain or the woman in New Britain for fundraising.
Yeah.
They have limited shelf life, these stories. They use them. Who said it? Rahm Emanuel never put a good crisis to waste.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're very good at that. It's also gaslighting.
Yeah. So this social justice panel, you can attend, by the way. It is at the Murphy's Pub at 103 Tolland Turnpike on Wednesday, August 12th. Starts at 5 p.m. and the panel begins at what? Would it be like 8 o'clock?
No. I think the panel starts after like the first half hour, 45 minutes.
Okay. All right. Now, I'll be running late. to this thing because, like, I get out of
So
here.
then I guess
at
it
6.
doesn't start till about 6:15. How about that?
Well, I'm going to be driving
But I know
immediately.
we counted for that. But no, it goes to I think there's the meet and greet and all that.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff going up here. There's an advanced briefing that you'll be a part of.
Yep.
There'll be appetizers and stuff that'll be served, and a meal as well, and then everybody will pretty much get on stage. And speaking of which, myself, along with Pastor Ollie Gray, he is the pastor of and community leader of the 74th District he's a 74th District State Rep candidate. Jonathan DeBarros, as you know, from the 5th Congressional District. And Sheila Matthews, who's the co-founder of Able Child Parent Rights.
Smart lady.
I hear she is. And John Garland, who is a criminal justice reformer and author and entrepreneur. They'll all be there. All of these people, well, with the exception of Jonathan DeBarros, I've never met. So it'll be interesting to be on stage with a bunch of people.
Fine. They all have great things to contribute, good stories, and you'll be able to get it out of them because you're such a good interviewer. But
I'm sure I will.
For me, social justice is about what the Attorney General is supposed to do with housing, discrimination, civil rights issues like college kids on campus who are not allowed to cross the green because they're Jewish. Right?
Yeah,
It's the stuff that's not easy to talk about. But you're not a good Attorney General unless you take these things head on. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's supposed to be. It can't always be just, lollipops and cream. And my opponent doesn't like to talk about the hard stuff. I do. I will.
What has been, if anything, your engagement with him? Has there been any public exchange conversation at all? None.
Nada.
Is he playing the quiet game? Because I don't think
he's an incumbent, right? He's got so much more to lose.
Right.
So we're still trying to find when we're going to get him for a debate. I'll put it out there again. Come to Westport any night you want. We'll do it in the library. We have a beautiful forum there. We'll debate for 2 hours.
I don't think he wants to.
Well,
He should, and he's got to. I think so.
If he's the constitutional scholar he claims he is, then he should.
Well, first of all, he knows better than to even say that out loud, but I know he has. Well, I'll tell you why I know he's scared to death to debate you. Because I listened to him. He had a conversation with a radio host in the morning south of here. And he needs to be challenged, but he doesn't like to be challenged.
Does not.
He does not like to be challenged. And the reason why he does not like to be challenged because he is he's ill-prepared.
Okay.
To respond.
You're being nice.
Well, I know he's ill-prepared.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know the issues, and everything about his existence as an attorney general in Connecticut is based upon Donald Trump. His mere existence, his existence is to be adversarial to Donald Trump.
Correct.
He thinks that's his job.
Correct.
He has literally created this illusion that his role is, how can I get in a courtroom and do whatever I need to do to counter Donald Trump?
That's right.
I don't think he sees anyone. I think he's got other minions to do the work of Connecticut. Well, he is waiting for his next, photo op.
Political opportunity?
Yeah, or photo op.
So the thing with my opponent is that he doesn't like to, let me put it this way. He's running to be against something. I'm running because I'm for something. And there's a big difference. There's a very big difference. And his is all politics. Again, he's the master of political theater. I stick to the law. And he's always looking for a political solution to what should be a legal solution.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And that's why Connecticut is suffering the way it is.
Yeah, he said something the other day talking about how he's saved billions of dollars for taxpayers.
Yeah.
Well, we looked at the numbers, and it turns out that it's billions of dollars for taxpayers he doesn't represent because he joins class action suits.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like
he's a tag along.
Yeah, exactly. He tags along to all these. So he's helping other states.
It's right.
Retrieve billions of dollars
with our resources.
With Connecticut's resources.
That's right.
And gets a penance for it.
Let me give you a great example. He was on the radio 2 Fridays ago.
I remember it.
Somebody was asking about the Connecticut River.
I would listen to you and I talking about the same interview.
Don't you think if I could be a hero, I would be? Well, you could be if you told the truth.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do about the toxic waste coming from Massachusetts.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And he said it was an Army Corps of Engineer issue? Not even close.
It's
Not
funny
even close.
because, we got Senator Blumenthal to react to it. We got Lee Zeldin to respond to it.
Right.
The fact that we can't get our own Attorney General to stop the pollution in our river is laughable. And this guy said, he's arguing about food stamps.
You want to laugh even more?
Yeah.
The day before that interview?
Yeah.
He spiked the football because he got, in the Northern District of California, some win against soot in the air. So he knows EPA.
Yeah.
Clearly. When he wins, but he
Yeah.
doesn't when he's, it's ridiculous. It's a joke. But he really blew that one. And he doesn't lift a finger because he does not want to offend his leftist buddies in Massachusetts. I'm telling you. They don't cross each other. They're very loyal to each other.
That's
right.
Ooh,
the Republicans aren't, but the Democrats are.
I find him incredibly irritating.
Oh.
No, but just only irritating in the sense of,
say the least.
You can't look in my book. You can't walk around pronouncing yourself as the tough guy on everything, and then someone asks you a question and you immediately walk away.
You have to have some humility. Because we're a very forgiving state and
I
country.
believe so.
And if you don't know the answer to something, sometimes it's okay to say,
I don't know.
But I'll get you an answer. You know how long it took me to figure that out as an attorney? Like 15 years.
Wow.
And I finally said to a judge one day in like 2012, you know what, Your Honor? I don't have an answer, but I promise I'll give you one by Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And that went a long way. Because they don't want to hear you spinning and making stuff up. People are tired of that. It's called word salad.
You've got a long time, it seems like a long time, but it's really a short time till November. You're going to be doing panels like this
Correct.
A lot, I assume.
Yes, absolutely.
Is the next one already being planned, even though we got to do this one on Wednesday?
The question is going to be what topic.
Okay.
And I think we're going to go with environment because that's
Okay.
so important to the folks up by Enfield and Suffield. And
Right.
That's an important voting block, an important part. Well, every part of the state's important to me.
Mhm.
So we're going to keep coming and rolling them out. And I think it's a great way to not only get my campaign out there, but I'm also educating the public. And remember when I said to you the first time we met, a good AG is the sober adult in the room.
Indeed.
The one who explains what the law is. There's going to be times when I'm going to have to defend things that I don't agree with, personally, politically, or both. But that's too bad. That's what an AG does.
I think one of the things you might need to do, and tell me if you're at least interested in this. The biggest complaint about William Tong, and I don't want to just sit up here to just beat up on the guy, because trust me, I could. There are a lot of people who make the argument that he seems to be, as we just laid out, doing all the stuff that goes after Donald Trump. And then when he's questioned about it, he's like, you don't think this is important? You have to find a way to convey daily to people that these are things that William Tong can be dealing with nutmeggers today, tomorrow, and even yesterday. Exactly. Those have to be sort of laid out every day. It's like, William Tong, today he's joining, Delaware in a lawsuit against the Trump administration. Well, do you know that he could be addressing this problem in Connecticut?
Exactly.
Like, we've got to be, you know what I'm saying? That has to be conveyed every day because it sort of shows a guy who doesn't have his eye on the ball and has it on every place else.
That's right. And he had a huge role in writing the Trust Act part that says police can't be near the polls.
Yeah.
Where do they come up with voter intimidation and law enforcement? The nexus. Where's the nexus? Police equals voter intimidation?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, someone ought to ask him why he
Right.
wrote that because he had a big part in writing
What
that.
happens if a crime is committed at a polling place?
Oh, they had to do some new guidance. They don't think.
Yeah, again.
It's ridiculous because that's what they call designer legislation. No one thinks.
As soon as I saw it, I went,
Made
wait a
no
minute,
sense,
man.
right?
Like, did everybody forget in 2008 when the new Black Panther Party were outside of a
remember that?
Philadelphia? Of course I do.
Philadelphia, yeah,
outside of
yeah.
a Philadelphia polling place telling people that they better vote for Barack Obama.
That's right.
Like, a
I
police
remember that.
officer would have been very valuable in that exchange.
100%. I don't understand why they made the nexus between law enforcement and voter intimidation. I still don't get the connection, and nobody's explained it. And someone ought to ask him because he wrote that.
I know, but I would say, you know what? I'd go so far and say, I'll explain it for you. There are people of the Hispanic or Latino persuasion who immediately think that ICE or police officers will think they're illegals by the color of their skin. by the way that they look.
Okay.
And that's what the problem is. And you don't want Hispanics going up to the polling places thinking that the police are out there to get them. That's all. And I wish they would just admit it, because that's what they're saying. And you know that because I have the exchange with Lamont where he said people are afraid to go to polls.
Safe. That's baloney. That was just, he's like, but listen, you know what I'm finding, though, out in the street?
Yeah.
That the Latino and Hispanics are actually quite conservative.
Yeah.
And they really don't care for the current administration.
Read the comments on that video. They will tell you. They're like, I'm Latino. What the hell is Lamont talking about?
Exactly. I saw it.
Which is exactly the point, because we talk about a group of people who are absolutely out of touch with the people they claim to protect.
That's right. They don't care.
Yeah. Again, real quick, folks, so you know, August 12th at Murphy's Pub at 103 Tolland Turnpike in Manchester. That is Wednesday the 12th at 5 till about 9 p.m. It is the social justice panel. You could be there, ask questions. Myself, Pastor Ollie Gray, Jonathan DeBarros, Sheila Matthews, and John Garland will be on the panel. We'll be asking them a whole bunch of questions. Join John Bolton there, and I'll tell you guys all about it on Thursday. So with that, thank you, John. I appreciate you coming in.
We'll be back.
All right, and that's right. We've got Mark Christopher. He's back as well. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're on the westbound side of 84, look for delays from 48 Asylum Street in Hartford out to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound, just a minor slowdown, 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. If you're traveling southbound 91, look for delays 33 in Hartford down to 32 A&B. Then you're heavy again just after 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Now, traveling 291 westbound, delays from exit 2 in South Windsor up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound, slowing 1D up to the 84 West, merge in East Hartford. Both sides of 9 slowing, approaching the Aragoni Bridge. If you're 84 eastbound in Waterbury, delays 17 up to the Mixmaster. Heading down into New Haven, 95 southbound, you're slowing 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through the rest of this afternoon, it'll be very warm out there with times of sun and clouds. We'll head up to a high of right around 89 degrees. Then we'll have a stray thunderstorm around this evening, otherwise partly cloudy and a bit humid out there for tonight, the low 69. Very warm once again tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds, the high up to 88. And we'll turn out partly cloudy tomorrow night, low 64. For Wednesday, we'll have a partly sunny sky with a high of 86. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Brian and Company is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Brian and Company, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. On the eve of primary day, one of the state's top political experts calls Josh Elliott's challenge to incumbent Governor Lamont for the Democratic nomination a long shot, but political science professor Gary Rose at Sacred Heart University says Elliott's done a good job on the campaign trail.
A very impressive and aggressive progressive campaign against the governor. There's no question about that. And during the debate, I thought that Elliott presented himself very well.
Now, Rose says Elliott has run a neo-socialist campaign appealing to the Democratic left, but Lamont has responded by reaching out to all sides of the party.
Minimum wage and paid family leave, and child care, those are important issues to the left wing of that party. And so he has done, I would say, a very excellent, remarkable job of appealing to both components of the party.
Polls for this race and others will be open across the state from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday. President Trump signed an executive order today on vaccinations at the White House. It reduces the number of child vaccines for protection from 11 diseases, cutting the number from 18 to 11. Also, childhood vaccine schedules for measles, mumps, and rubella. will be split into 3 separate shots to reduce the risk of autism, says the president.
At 1 year, you should have 5 separate visits for vaccines rather than getting them all in the same day.
Groups like the American Academy of Pediatrics say there are no studies linking vaccines and autism. One person's dead after a collision in New London Sunday evening between a truck and a moped. Happened just after 5 p.m., the area of Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. The victim, a 17-year-old, was given medical treatment on scene before being transported to Lawrence and Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Mayor Michael Pazaro says the victim was a graduate of New London High School. Driver of the other vehicle did remain on scene. Anyone with any information or may have witnessed that crash is being asked to get in touch with New London PD. About a dozen people were driven from their homes early this morning in Hartford. Firefighters got the call around 1:45. It was a wood frame multifamily home on Douglas Street. 7 adults and 5 children in all. They were able to make it out safely. No injuries were reported, and the fire marshal is investigating. One could say Connecticut's waging an all-out war on the spotted lanternfly since its arrival in Connecticut from the Far East in 2020. The invasive insect has done a number on vineyards, hops fields, trees, and other agriculture across the state. 150 towns have reported the insect. Experts at the Connecticut Agricultural Experiment Station in New Haven are working to try and rein it in. Congressional members are also seeking to secure funding to that end. This is state entomologist Jacob Ricker.
So we get about 1 generation per year for these insects. So they come around in spring, turn into the fall and winter. When it gets colder, when that first frost hits, that's when we expect that generation to die off, and then come next spring, those eggs will hatch.
Senator Richard Blumenthal is working with other congressional colleagues to pass the Spotted Lanternfly Research and Development Act that would designate the insect as a high-priority agricultural threat. The ceiling at the Congregational Church of Putnam collapsed over the weekend. The church made the announcement that it happened sometime Friday night. No one was inside the building at the time, and there were no reports of any injuries. Worship for Sunday was planned to be held at the Fort Hill Farms in Thompson. No word on what caused that collapse. Wall Street, the Dow lost 60 points today. The Nasdaq gave back 85, and the S&P was down 4 points. Red Sox on TIC tonight. Boston starts a 4-game series in Toronto against the Blue Jays. 6:07 the pregame here on the radio. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-568-6533. 800-568-6533. 800-568-6533.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Let's do the thing. News. Happy birthday goes out to one of my favorite groups back in the days, Michael Bivins of New Edition and Belle Biv DeVoe, BBD. He turns 58 today. Todd Nichols, the guitarist for Toad the Wet Sprocket, turns 59. Aaron Hall of Guy turns 62. John Ferris, the drummer for INXS, turns 65. And Ian, or is it Ian or Ian? Because my cousin, it's always been pronounced Ian. Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull turns 79 today. In 1963, my arch nemesis, 13-year-old Stevie Wonder, his Fingertips Part 2 began a 3-week run at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making him the youngest artist to top the charts, and the first with a live recording. So what? In 1979, Michael Jackson released his 5th studio album, Off the Wall. In 1984, the Red Hot Chili Peppers released their self-titled debut album. And a man that I worked with, that I had the honor of working in a studio right next door to him for at least, I want to say, a year and a half, Isaac Hayes died today in 2008 at the age of 65. Isaac Hayes. I was working when I was at Hot 97, Kiss FM right next door. Isaac Hayes was working. He was doing the morning show with Bob Slade, another hero of mine. And I had the funniest exchange with Isaac Hayes. I looked him right in the face and I said, "What was it like working on South Park?" And he looked me right in the face and he said this, and I quote, "I don't even remember doing that." I said, "You don't remember any of the lines?" He goes, "No, I don't remember any of that stuff." I said, "What? What?" Isaac Hayes, God bless him. Let's get back to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Can you believe that? Isaac Hayes, all of that stuff as chef on South Park. He didn't remember one storyline. He had no stories to tell me.
He was a great artist, though.
He was such a great artist.
So inventive. I mean, God, he was fantastic.
And you can believe it. Isaac Hayes wore a dashiki every day. He was true to form at the studio. He wore a dashiki. Mark, please don't tell me you don't know what a dashiki is. He's looking it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Dashiki.
Please tell me you're getting.
I'm spelling it phonetically.
Yeah, well, you can do that. It'll figure it out for you. You
All
don't
right.
know what a dashiki is? Think 70s, man. 70s, black, Afrocentric. Isaac Hayes. Think Isaac Hayes dashiki.
All right. I will.
He's gonna look it up.
I gotta look it up.
That's okay. I love you, man.
You loser. I still love you anyways. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, just a little slow, 48 Capitol Avenue to the tunnel. If you're westbound 84, you're seeing some slow traffic now coming out of the downtown tunnel. And it's tight out to around exit 46 is an avenue where it opens up. If you're southbound 91, a little tap of the brakes at 33 Jennings Road. Again, slow traffic just after 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to 17 for the Wilbercross Parkway. If you're traveling 291 westbound, delays approaching the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbounds tight, 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 84 eastbound tight, approaching 17 to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Westbound 84 slows 22 to the Mixmaster on the westbound side of 84. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
WTIC weather.
Well, we are going to see an increase in clouds across the area for the rest of this afternoon. It will be becoming more humid as well. We'll head up to a high of right around 89 degrees. Then we'll have a couple of showers and even a thunderstorm around through the evening hours. Otherwise, we turn out partly to mostly cloudy for tonight. It's going to be sticky out there as well. The low tonight down to 69 degrees. Then another very warm day on tap for tomorrow. Sunshine mixing with clouds throughout the day. The high tomorrow up to 88. Then a few clouds around for tomorrow night. Low 64 on Wednesday. It's going to be a nice day. We'll have sunshine and a few clouds around. Wednesday's high 86. Then we'll end up warm once again on Thursday. Clouds and sunshine. A thunderstorm cannot be completely ruled out, especially later on in the day. The high Thursday, 87. Right now it's 82 degrees in Canton. We're at 84 in Tolland and 85 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon,
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The Sox look to get some AL East wins north of the border in Toronto.
High in the left field. It is way back. It is gone.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, tonight at 6:07. Follow your Boston Red Sox all season long right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. Literally last hour coming up. Plenty of news and plenty of views to get into. If you ever want to check out the show and you missed it, please go to reeseontheradio.com or go to WTIC.com to check out the program whenever you want to. Also,
Speaking of.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. I noticed this earlier. Did you go with, if anyone's watching online, the monochrome theme? You got the gray and white hat. You got the gray and white T-shirt. Like your hat matches your T-shirt.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. It's a real serious thing. By the way, I got to give a shout out to the Farmington Miniature Golf folks.
Awesome guys.
Today's T-shirt brought to you by the Farmington Miniature Golf Place, which, by the way, I wanted to give them a shout out earlier. The reason why I'm wearing this shirt, I had not worn this shirt ever. They gave it to me at the holiday store.
Yep.
And they also invited Roseanne and I, when we were staying at the Farmington Inn right across the street.
Yep.
They did the caroling, which had been done for 85 years. They took it over a couple of years ago. And we thought we were going to be like a small group of revelers. There were well over 100 people there.
It's an awesome night.
It was an awesome night. It was literally out of a Hallmark movie. And that moment, Roseanne and I were like, we're going to stay in Connecticut forever. Like, forever. Like, we were posting online. We were just like, folks, whatever you saw about Connecticut in the Hallmark movies, it's real. The reason why they film here during Christmas time is because it's a real place. So you can't go wrong here.
It's great if you're going looking for a date night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. AOC is getting talked about. In fact, I just saw it on the 5. Yes. That's the sound her brain makes. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez was on with Jonathan Karl on ABC's This Week, which is normally with George Stephanopoulos. And she made this statement that everyone's talking about. Why? Why is it doing that?
Police also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get around that?
Yeah.
Those are not positions that are supported by...
Right. I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Yeah, woke one was crazy, which begs the question, what the hell is woke two? Because woke one, folks, do you remember what woke one was? Real simple. Men and women's locker rooms. Huh? Remember Target? Remember Dylan Mulvaney on the Bud Light can? I remember that. That was woke one. Huh? That was woke force one. That's all that was. It was crazy. Defund the police. Oh, wait a minute. That's in woke too. Get rid of police. It's all over. Right now, the WNBA had to literally stop everything and hold the meeting to define, wait for it, what a woman is. Woke 2? I'm scared. Woke 1 was crazy. What's woke 2, huh? Come on, what's woke 2? Come on, tell us. What's in the box? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be worse than Gwyneth Paltrow. It's got to be. Come on. What's woke 2, crazies? Do you understand the things that you folks were telling us a couple of years ago? We know that you... Here, let me tell you what woke 2 is. Woke 1 was let's get rid of men voting for us. Woke 2, women. Let's go. Let's just get women out of the party as well. I went over this list. This is real. All of this I'm about to share with you is real, and this is woke 2. Here's woke 1 was let's alienate women. Let's say that men can get pregnant, right? In fact, forget about it. Let's just read on. All of these things used to be things that the left supported, and now they're out the window. Let's go over them. Women's sports and Title IX fairness. Title IX of 1972 created a sex-based categories so that women and girls could compete and get scholarships on the level playing field. For decades, the progressive position was simple. Biological males have physical advantages. Women's categories exist to protect opportunity. Then, starting in the mid-2010s, the same institutions flipped. The Obama-era guidance in 2016 pushed schools to let students compete and use facilities according to their gender identity. By 2021 and 2022, the orthodoxy was trans women are women. In elite and scholastic sport, Leah Thomas at UPenn, Democratic support for allowing men in women's categories is still a majority in the 2021 Gallup poll. It later dropped it as results became more visible. Language that acknowledges women exist. They went after pregnant women, mothers, breastfeeding, women's health. All of these things shifted in 2015 to 2021. Pregnant people, birthing people, chest feeding. Moved for the activist blogs were, especially those in Planned Parenthood, were using these terms. Single-sex spaces, privacy, safety, dignity based on sex, second-wave feminism. They fought hard for these protections precisely because the male pattern of violence and voyeurism are real, according to feminists. All of a sudden, the self-ID policy started ringing up everywhere. Gender identity. This also from the Obama and Biden era. How about lesbian rights? Lesbians as women who are exclusively attracted to other women. Lesbian spaces, dating preferences, and political organizing, they were defended and they were called legitimate. Now, around 2012, they called the cotton ceiling concept. This was coined by a trans-identified male porn performer. He framed lesbians' refusal to consider males as sexual partners bigotry that needed to be overcome. Yeah. In other words, you couldn't just be a leftist lesbian unless you allowed a man to date you. Yeah. How about defining women? It used to be a material reality to them. Sex is binary, immutable, and the basis of women's oppression. Classic feminism, even earlier progressives thought they treated this as obvious. But hold on, I'll go one step further. Where's my girl, Gloria Steinem? Is this it? Yes. Gloria Steinem. You remember her? That woman's the champion of feminism. This came from the Press Trust of India, PTI, a Wire story published on January 17th of 2014. She wrote this quote, or said this quote in the magazine. Denouncing the dominating nature of males existing worldwide. The problem starts with the men because the dominating nature of males is something which exists everywhere and is at the root of all crimes against women. Men do not feel like men if they do not dominate women. Do you understand that? Gloria Steinem said that men do not feel like men if they do not dominate women. We have an entire ideology that has biological men running roughshod over biological women. And women acquiesce. They're not doing, again, not real women, by the way. Talking about the blue hairs here. The blue hairs don't care. But they are the same feminists who agreed with Gloria Steinem in 2014, that men are not men unless they dominate women. And what do these women do? Come and dominate us. And now the WNBA is in a huddle now. What do we do? What do we do? There's guys who want to play the game. Can we let them in? I don't know. Maybe they should all go read this quote. Maybe they should all think about it. That's what you should tell the transgender. Oh, you're just being a man. Your immutable characteristic says that you have to dominate us. And you're fooling us by putting on a dress. Yeah, we're hip to the jive now. I find this all crazy. Woke one was crazy. Folks, it's about to get worse. And don't act like I didn't tell you. After the election, 2024, I remember it. I sat right here at this desk. Sat right here. And I told you, what are the Democrats going to do? What are the progressives going to do after they've been rejected by Donald Trump and his forces a second time around? After getting everything you got with Biden, all the craziness, all the gender-neutral bathrooms, all the Leah Thomas nonsense, all of the silencing of women and medicine and science and free thought and mandates, censorship, prison sentences. Yeah, people went to jail. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. After all of that, Donald Trump comes back. And I told you, what do you think they were going to do? You think they were going to moderate? They were going to go, let's tone the crazy down. No. The Democratic Socialists of America come out of the woodwork. And they don't just come out and just say socialists. You know, they don't run around and just say, hey, just take everybody's money. No. Let's end everything. Everything. And they're saying it out loud. And the news media doesn't know what to do with it. I was like, do you really want to get rid of the Senate? Yes, we do. But seriously? Yes, we do. They're even asking them crazy questions like, how do you propose to get rid of these things? They don't have an idea. Well, we don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, we're not sure. Well, you want these things, don't you? Yes. Well, how do you expect to implement them? We don't want to talk about it right now. We just want what we want, and then we'll get around to it when we get in power. Like, give us the power, and then we'll do what we plan on doing. Can you help us with that? Let's just get the power. That's what my kid sounds like when he says, just give me the cookie. Put the cookie in the hand, Dad. Just give me the cookie. Doesn't matter how many I've had. Just give me the cookie. And these people are bozos. They're all bozos. I'm scared to death of them. I really am. I'm scared to death of every one of them. So, by the way, I figured it out. When we get back, I didn't think I would have figured this out, but I figured it out. The left says that they want to get rid of police. Josh Elliott says it too. Says we want to eventually get rid of police. I know how they're going to do it. And it's going to involve BlackRock and Vanguard. And a subject that people are now pushing back against here in Connecticut. And folks, the election is tomorrow. If you're on the left, you should be concerned about what's going to happen in this state if you write Ned Lamont and the Democrats a blank check. Come this November, if you give them an opportunity to run, flock cameras will be the least of your problems. Hell, if you give those keys to Josh Elliott, it's going to be crazy. But I figured out how they're going to do it. Let's take a break. Mark Christopher's back. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're heading on the westbound side of 84, look for delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing 46 Eastern Avenue to the Bulkley Bridge. If you're traveling on the westbound side of 291, delays exit 2 to the Bissell Bridge in South Windsor in that construction area. 9 northbound slowing approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 south in Meriden, you got delays approaching 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Seeing delays eastbound 84 in Waterbury approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. And if you're heading down in toward New Haven, 95 southbound a little tight, 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
Each week, Attorney Allaire shares special practice advice and expert insights to help navigate the complexities of elder law.
WTIC weather.
Very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds as well, the high up to 89 degrees. Then we'll have a thunderstorm response this evening. Otherwise, we turn out partly cloudy and humid for tonight. The low down to 69. Another very warm day for tomorrow with sunshine and a few clouds. We'll head up to a high of 88 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tomorrow night, low 64. Heading into Wednesday, not a bad day overall. We'll have sunshine mixing with clouds. The high Wednesday, 86. Then another warm day for Thursday, clouds and sunshine. Can't completely rule out a thunderstorm, especially later on in the day. The high Thursday, 87. Then showers and thunderstorms are much more likely Thursday night as a cold front sweeps across the region. Then we turn out not as warm for Friday, mostly sunny, less humid out there. It's going to be a nice day overall with a high Friday of 82. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Cloudy skies, 83 degrees the temperature in Hartford. Government officials in Columbia say at least 111 people have now died in that powerful earthquake that struck earlier today. Buildings have been flattened. Rescue crews are trying to get to those trapped. The quake hit the remote Chaco region and was felt as far away as Bogota. The candidates in Tuesday's primary elections using their final day to campaign before voters have their say on Tuesday. Early voting in Connecticut wrapped up on Sunday. Primary races for governor, Congress, and other legislative and down-ballot races. Polls are open Tuesday from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. No injuries in an early morning house fire in Hartford. Fire department got the call around 1:45 to the multifamily home on Douglas Street. A dozen were displaced, including 5 children. The fire marshal is investigating. One person is dead after a collision in New London between a truck and a moped. This happened Sunday evening in the area of Ocean Avenue and Beach Drive. The victim, a 17-year-old, was given medical treatment at the scene before he was transported to L&M Hospital and pronounced dead. The driver of the other vehicle did remain on scene. Police in Norwich continue their investigation into a deadly weekend crash. Around 8:30 Saturday morning, 67-year-old Paul Daly of Norwich crashed in the area of Taftville-Oakham Road. He was pronounced dead at Bacchus Hospital. and that investigation is ongoing. Todd Blanche sworn in as Attorney General after squeaking through the confirmation process. Peter Haralambou says that.
Blanche was sworn in by Emil Bove, judge on the powerful Third Circuit Court of Appeals, who just 2 years ago served as Blanche's co-counsel defending Donald Trump across 3 criminal cases. Blanche and Bove both took top jobs in the Justice Department after Trump won re-election. Blanche now has the role of the country's top law enforcement officer after being narrowly confirmed in a 50-49 vote Saturday morning. Blanche has been serving in the role in an acting capacity since April after his predecessor, Pam Bondi, was fired. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
Wall Street, the Dow down 60 points today, the Nasdaq down 85, and the S&P off 4. Red Sox and Toronto tonight north of the border, 6:07 the pregame here on TIC. Yanks have the night off. They open a series at the stadium against the Mariners Tuesday. The Mets are in Atlanta to face the Braves, and the Yard Goats are idle in the Eastern League. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah, by the way, if you have missed the commercials for it that we've been pretty much running everywhere, Reese on the Radio is having his birthday party at Stadium 15 on Friday. We're doing a live broadcast from 2 till 6 p.m. and then, of course, hanging out thereafter. If you can't make it during the live broadcast, you want to come by after work, you certainly can. It is in Farmington, again, at 15 Farm Springs Drive in Farmington, Connecticut, at Stadium 15. Come on by and hang out even for a little while. Grab something to eat. I'll be there. And trust me, I'll have a microphone in my hand, so I'll be talking, telling tales of yore about my journey through radio and a whole bunch of stuff, taking questions. And a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll make it very entertaining for you, as well as doing the show. Roseanne will be there. Adam 12 will be there. I'm almost certain Gino will be there, right? Gino will be there, right? Gino will be there. The whole crew, Sam the Man on the Street, will be there. I hope Mark from West Hartford will be there. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. But I know he's dealing with some other stuff. But he should be there, so you will be able to hang out with me and all of the crew associated with Reese on the Radio. And I know the most important person you want to see there is Roseanne and Roland. Both of them will be there, but Joey will be helming all of this in the beginning, and then they'll do a little switcheroo in the studio where Roland will come on out so he can hang out there as well. We'll be telling some off-the-air stories as well, things that we can't talk about here on the air, maybe even talk about some of the behind-the-scenes investigations we're doing related to the election, illegals, let me see, also what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think about it. Oh, yeah, money laundering. That's what it is. So, yeah, we got a lot of things that are stirring in our pots. So you can expect that. Also, Gino was supposed to send me some polling data. Can you text him and see if he can send that to me? Because I need to look at that. And because remember I told you folks there was some internal polling that we hadn't received yet. And I knew it was out there. It's like, don't ever deny when I say that there's something out there. I know there is. I know there's polling data out there. And it definitely is. You texted him? Okay, good. We'll wait on that. I'm not going to reveal the source. I'm not even going to give it. But when I tell you folks, it's what I expected. Remember when WFSB put out that ridiculous poll? Remember the one that said that Lamont was in a 20-point lead with registered voters? Oh, it couldn't be more B. It couldn't be more B. Bull. It couldn't be. That's okay. You don't have to trust me. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, Gino just said it to me. All right. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, who now knows what a dashiki is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
I have no idea what it is.
You don't have it? Okay, I'll send it to you in a Facebook.
Please do.
I'll send it to you. In fact, I found some Isaac Hayes in a dashiki stuff.
He wore a lot of times he wasn't wearing a shirt. He had, a lot of jewelry on. I was looking at old pictures of him, but I don't know what this.
I'm going to send you pictures of a dashiki, and when you see it, you go, "Oh yeah!" You'll immediately recognize it.
I'll know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I love it. Thanks, Reese.
You got
heading
it.
into Hartford right now. 84 eastbound, slowing 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is a little tight up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. If you're traveling 291 westbound, delays south Windsor from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge in the construction. 9 northbound slows Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound Meriden delays 19 down to 17. 84 eastbound is slowing in Waterbury approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. If you're heading into New Haven, 95 south, you've got some slow traffic, 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, we are going to be turning out mostly cloudy across the area for the rest of this afternoon. It will be rather warm and increasingly humid out there as well. The high this afternoon up to 89 degrees. Then we'll have a couple of showers and even a thunderstorm around through the evening hours. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy for tonight. Rather sticky out there. The low tonight down to 69. Then very warm once again for tomorrow. Sunshine and a few clouds at times. The high tomorrow up to 88. Will turn out partly cloudy for tomorrow night. Low down to 64. And as we head into Wednesday, it's going to be a nice day. Sunshine and a few clouds throughout the day. The high Wednesday 86. Then rather warm on Thursday. Clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm possible. The high Thursday 87. Then not as warm as we get into Friday. Plenty of sunshine, though. It's going to be nice out there for our Friday. Less humid with a high of 82. Right now it's 85 degrees in Windsor Locks, 83 in Manchester, and we're at 85 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, lead to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that, if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 7 offices, including our new office in Bridgewater.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hey, what's up, guys? Reese on the radio here live in Hartford. Don't forget to check us out every weekday, 2 to 6 p.m. on the home of Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Hey, baseball fans, you can win tickets to a Boston Red Sox game with the Red Sox Player of the Game contest. Just listen when we announce the player of the game during the 7th inning stretch. That would be during the break in the middle of the 7th inning, during every game broadcast on WTIC. Then tune into Brian and Company the following morning at 8:10. Know the player of the game, be the correct caller, and you'll win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game in Boston. It's the Red Sox Player of the Game contest, only on WTIC. News Talk 1080. It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I gotta go into this other story, but I made sure that I did not forget this. Let me see if I can get this right here. All right, I want to start here with this, which was on Fox earlier today.
Breaking right now, Republican Senators Ron Johnson and Rand Paul releasing the first batch of text messages from Dr. Anthony Fauci's government iPhone. In one exchange from January of 2021, Fauci, then CDC Director Rochelle Walensky, and then Surgeon General Vivek Murthy discussed COVID vaccination and pregnant women. Fauci flags a potential concern after the second dose, writing that many people experience, quote, significant cytokine storm and fever, and that this, quote, theoretically could be associated with miscarriage in the first trimester. Walensky responds, quote, definitely a good point, especially after dose 2.
Now, that being said, let's go to Dr. Fauci in December of that same year.
But if I were to pick out one thing that we as a nation are not doing optimally, it's the extraordinary situation where you have a highly effective vaccine that is very safe, and you have 50 million people in the country who refuse to get vaccinated, many of which are motivated purely by differences in political ideology, which is really unacceptable when you're in the middle of a deadly outbreak. If there ever was a time when you wanted the nation to focus on fighting the common enemy, and the common enemy is the virus, not ourselves, it is really extraordinary that we are having interference with public health principles for reasons that have nothing to do with public health.
Dr. Fauci was downplaying a report that said exactly the thing that he was talking to Rochelle Walensky about almost a year later. So, still don't think that anybody should put him in jail? I don't know. Maybe I'm off my rocker. All right, so in the last break, we were talking about how the DSA and progressives want to eventually rid the country of the police. We don't need them. And they haven't been very forthcoming on what we are going to replace the police with. But I think we found out. Some people might even think that these two aren't related. But it's undeniable that they are. So I watched the video today, and there's a company called Axon, and they're deploying street light mounted systems that turn everyday street lights into license plate readers, live cameras, and AI that can identify the vehicle's make, model, color, and damage, even bumper stickers. And companies like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street hold a combined stake of around 20 and 25% in all of these. Now, you might remember when Larry Fink said famously that we have to change behaviors in our society because BlackRock and Vanguard were very instrumental in something called ESG. And that's environmental, social, and I forget what the G stands for. I don't know. Gullible? In governmental. Anyway, the breakdown was simple. Flock cameras are just the beginning, folks. These new Axon cameras, their belief, and even the company believes it, if you have a 24-hour surveillance state, criminals will be reluctant to commit crimes because everything they do will be monitored. That's how you defund the police, at least in their view. And they talk about it openly at these seminars that no one watches because it's a bunch of tech geeks. You guys aren't interested in it. I wouldn't be interested in it. Some of us who are conspiracy theorists, we watch all that crazy stuff because we know that behind the scenes, all of these geniuses are sitting around, pretty much optimizing on the idea that they're going to destroy the world in their own beautiful image. But that's the whole idea. Think about it. A surveillance state. You won't commit a crime if you think you're going to be busted for it. That the human condition is, as far as crimes are concerned, you only commit a crime when you think you're going to get away with it. That's how we operate. Forget about those who are psychopaths. Those people, those nut jobs, no, they don't care. But those are in limited supply. We don't have a Charles Manson running around everywhere. I mean, they're, one in every 2 million. But the average criminal wishes to get away with crime. So if you're surveilling everything, people will be naturally on their P's and Q's. They'll be like, oh, what? Oh, hey, oh, don't do that. That's caught on camera. No, don't do that. People won't even have affairs, right? You're going to be caught on camera everywhere you go. And that's the whole idea. So if you let certain people have their way, they're going to get rid of the police, and then they're going to offer you up surveillance. And you probably already got real comfortable with it because, you have a Ring camera, which is okay. I mean, we've had ADT and surveillance at our homes forever. We've done that forever. Speed cameras. Yeah, that's another one. After a while, they'll no longer be used for speed. It'll be for everything. Everything. Every criminal case. But then again, you won't be committing any crimes. I really do believe that that's what they want. Street lights already blanket public roads. Converting them creates a dense, hard-to-notice network that tracks every vehicle's movement, attributes, and associations without new visible poles. These are new cameras that just sit on the poles that are already there. And guess what powers them, folks? Solar panels. The left loves their solar. They're crazy about their solar. That's exactly how they intend to surveil us. No cop needed. White Mike, what's going on, sir?
Man, I'll tell you, I spent the weekend since Thursday night watching WNBA games.
Why?
I could not be more furious.
Why?
It's the dumbest league in the history of sports. It's the most poorly run league in the history of sports.
It should be. It's a women's sport.
Stephanie White, who coaches the Fever, is the worst human being on the planet.
I know.
Your star got freaking choke slammed.
Yep.
By a blonde hair-hatted hooligan, and you said, "Well, Dejanay didn't mean it. She's a hard player." The problem with this league is there's too many lesbians who all date each other. You don't have that problem in the NBA.
Wait, you know what? Can I put it this way? This is the part that makes me angry. You play for a team, and your coach is defending the woman who clotheslined you in the air.
Yes.
And
it gets better. The referee who called the technical on Caitlin Clark in the same game is seen having some big bulldog chick put her hands on her and grab her. So why the tech?
I don't understand. Here's the thing. when you defend the person who choke slammed your player and expect your player to go out and work hard for you, I'm surprised that Cunningham didn't ask for a trade immediately after that press conference.
Buddy, I'm telling you, nobody wants to hear it. They think I'm crazy. Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are leaving after this year.
They have to. Well, where are they going?
They're going to L.A. They're going to Los Angeles. Los Angeles got rid of Kelsey Plum to free up some cap. Sophie Cunningham is on her last year of her deal, and the guy who owns the Lakers, I told you, also owns
That's
the Sparks.
right.
And he apparently wants to get a bunch of white people on his team because Lakers are mostly white now.
But you know that that's going to create another problem in the world. But I don't care. If he makes if they make a whole lot of money, they are in the second market. They are in market 2 in Los Angeles. So it doesn't matter, because if they make a crap load of money, they're going to make sure that every other league or every other member of the league changes its stripes.
The head of the NBA commissioner, Silver, is not a moron. He's a very smart guy. This is the guy that let Luka go to L.A., and then miraculously Dallas gets the lottery pick and gets the greatest white player since Larry Bird. Silver's going to do what he wants. He's going to put people there. You can't have the two most marketable stars in the country playing on a team with an angry lesbian who doesn't defend them and lets them get the crap beat out of them.
Yeah,
Do you know the absolute nightmare it is if that woman hurt Sophie Cunningham seriously or worse, busted her face and knocked her teeth out? You want that picture everywhere?
Yeah.
You want the beautiful white woman getting manhandled by Glorilla? And here's the thing, dude. If I was coaching, I'd call for wig snatching. I'd yank that off like a freaking turkey and wave it around.
Listen, I know that you're really, you are so caught up in this, in what arguably is the worst sport around the WNBA. It is.
But dude, it has moments. Like, I like the Fever. I like the Sparks. I like the Portland Fire. The Fever play a very fun brand of basketball for about half the game. And half the game, these WNBA players suck.
Yeah.
They can't make layups. They brick.
It is bad.
It's terrible.
It's
But
bad.
when they're on, Caitlin Clark's amazing, dude. I love watching her play. I love watching Sophie play because she plays hard. There's something about a tough, hot chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sophie scrap with you, I'm fine with it. I like watching Cameron Brink. Cameron Brink looks like a supermodel, and she blocks shots like the Dikembe Mutombo. She's like, no, no, no. I like it. It's fine. But these stupid people are going to kill the goose that laid the golden egg the day they hurt a pretty player. They don't understand the absolute nightmare it's going to be for them.
Yeah.
People love these girls. The NBA's worst nightmare is a facially damaged Sophie Cunningham in the media.
Yeah, I wish they would. You know what? They're never going to figure it out because, again, the wokeness that's in the WNBA is more important than its profits, and that's going to probably be its undoing.
It's not about race. It's about not being part of the club. Because that ugly Paige Beckers gets no crap, right? Nothing. They don't hit her. They don't foul her. She gets her calls because she's dating a black woman. That's it. If Paige Beckers was a nice Christian, pretty little white girl who liked dudes, she gets the same crap.
Yeah.
Just like Lexi Hall gets, just like the hot girl in Portland gets, just like Cam Brink gets. It's because they're a bunch of angry black lesbians and white lesbians who all date each other. Stephanie White is dating an ESPN reporter.
Oh, come on. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
Yeah, players, Nafisa Collier's dating a player.
Yo, you can't have that.
Dejanay Carrington has dated players. You can't have players dating players.
Yeah,
you can't have
you
players
can't do
dating
it.
coaches. You don't have it in the NBA. And, dude, I can't. Oh, by the way, another NBA player declared to come out next year, Boban, the 7'4" mutant. Boban says he's coming out. I want to see that. I want the Fever to pick up Boban and put a 7'4" giant in the post.
Yeah. I listen. I hope they let these men try out, and then we can laugh about it later.
I've never been so mad about a sport. It ticks me off because I kind of like it. And I'm not going to lie, dude, I don't like watching some Glorilla monster put her hands on Sophie Cunningham. Don't do that. Don't do that. What is that chick wearing on her head? It's ridiculous. Like,
I got it.
White people, she look like a white woman.
Mike, I've got to let you go. This is
Yes, sir.
You got it. God bless you, brother. I know he's.
Bye, man.
You got it. I don't care about the WNBA. I would rather listen to him moan and groan about the WNBA. Make him a correspondent in one of these booths during the WNBA, and people would just show up to listen to him. He needs to be there. It's the most insane thing. He is more excited about that sport than even people who watch it. It's the most insane thing. We got to go. We got to get up out of here. Tomorrow's program, I have more on Woke Part 2, whatever that is. More on this Stephanie Thomas thing with the Supreme Court that had to step in on this primary that got pushed back to October, I believe. I want to talk about that as well tomorrow. So stand by for all of that and much, much more. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here at 2 p.m. Mark Christopher, get you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir. Did you see the dashiki?
I did not yet.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Did you send it to me?
I sent it to your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll check it out then. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, good night, Reese. Westbound 84, look out for a crash on the Bulkley Bridge. Either a crash or disabled. It's in the right lane. State police behind us. You're going to see